Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, you know? Just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. I had, for years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hi, I'm Ashley Flowers, and if you're like me and grew up watching America's Most Wanted and reading Nancy Drew, then hi, you're a crime junkie. And I bet that passion for solving mysteries never went away, which is why we've assembled a team of reporters to dig deep into all the cases we still obsess over. Each Monday, my best friend Britt and I will bring you a case that you won't be able to stop thinking and talking about. So join us by listening to Crime Junkie wherever you listen to podcasts.
This week, in Alsea, Oregon, open relationships, love triangles, and a would-be Russian bride lead to a terrible murder and a choice between possible suspects. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. Jimmie's a little under the weather today, but that's all right.
Boy.
I don't care. That's a cough all over me, Jimmie. It's all right. You're all right. He's got a little bit of a cold, a little head cold.
I don't know.
So
I got to do something.
I got to change my life. You know what? This show today will be the start of a new life for you today, because we have a wild show for everyone out there and just insane stuff. Before we get started, though, just want to say, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com, August 12th, Chicago. It's not too late. Get your tickets right now. They're going real fast. Good seats are going extremely fast. And this is our biggest show ever, everybody. Be a part of it. And we're just so excited. Thank you, Chicago. You've already made it the biggest show ever with your ticket sales. And it's only going to hopefully go up from there. So get in there. It's going to be a live, Chicago-only live show as well. So you can only see it in Chicago. One city only, Chicago this year. Get them in there. Also, Dallas, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Philly. A couple of tickets left. If you want to go to Philly, do it right now because they're selling. I know it's in like November, but Sorry, that's how it goes. So
yeah.
thank you, everyone, for buying those tickets. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all the bonus materials.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everything. Anybody $5 a month or above, a cup of coffee, a mere cup of coffee, you can either get a cup of coffee or a huge back catalog of like 200 bonus episodes to binge on and new ones every other week. That is well worth it. And this week is no different. What you're going to get for crime and sports, which of course you'll have access to. We're going to talk about the 1919 Black Sox scandal. This
That
is
should be fun.
the White Sox throwing the World Series. There's gangsters involved. It's a lot of fun, good stuff, and it fits in our theme for the Patreon this week, which is the 1910s here, because we're also going to talk about, for Small Town Murder, weird Titanic stories.
Oh, boy.
A lady threw her baby in the garbage and then walked onto a lifeboat. That's a crazy story. Tons of stuff like that, survivor accounts and weird stuff, and other sea mysteries as well, and other also
Terrific.
giant boat disasters. Why not?
Great.
Let's talk about it. That is patreon.com/crime and sports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show as well.
Yeah.
Jimmy will mispronounce your name. He'd love to get it right, but let's face it, good luck. So, not going to happen probably, but he's going to try, damn it. I can vouch for him there. So thank you for doing that, everybody. And before the disclaimer, also just want to say your stupid opinions is coming. Everything's been cleared up. The show is done. It's all ready. So there's like a feed thing and artwork that's done. So that's all coming, and it's coming very soon. We'll put it out on social media there.
Can't wait.
We're at Small Town Murder on Instagram. You can follow us there and find everything. So do that. Can't wait for that. That said, disclaimer, this is a comedy show.
It is.
We are comedians. That is true. So obviously there's going to be jokes about some weird, uncomfortable things, but that doesn't mean that it has to be distasteful. You know what I mean?
Right.
We go out of our way to not make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why is that, James?
Because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. See how that works?
There you have it.
There you have it. So I think we're going to have a good time for everybody that wants to hear it. But if you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, we might not be for you. If you think any jokes, and the jokes aren't what you think they are. It's not like, oh, then he cut her head off. Oh, hilarious. That's not the jokes. That's not where the jokes come in.
On a run.
The jokes come in when someone says, I think I can get away with murder, and here's how I'll do it. That's crazy and worthy of being made fun of. So things of that nature. So for everybody that wants to hear a crazy story and just have a good time, I think it's time, everyone, to sit back. Here we go. Let's clear the lungs. Everyone here. Arms to the sky, and let's all shout, Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we? Here we go.
Let's do that.
We are going to Alsea, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Alsea, Oregon.
Oh.
I thought for sure it would be Alsea or something just to mess with me, but I looked up videos of local people doing things, and they all say Alsea. So I'm like, okay.
It's Al's Ocean, James.
It's what it is. It's Al. It's all Al's. That's it.
We're just here to see it.
Hey, it's Al's world. We're just living in it. So this is in kind of western Oregon in the central region here.
It's not even on the ocean?
Not even on the ocean, no. It's got some distance to the ocean. About an hour and 10 minutes to Eugene, Oregon. Almost 2 hours to Portland. And 5 hours and 54 minutes to our last Oregon episode, which is all the way in eastern Oregon in La Grande. That was the projection transfer theory, which was bonkers. Almost as bonkers as the thing that our murderer this week is trying to figure out. So almost as crazy, not quite.
Al needs to keep walking his fat ass because we're not anywhere near the sea, Al.
No,
you've stopped way too early.
This is like area where you look at the land and you're like, wow, it's beautiful. I mean, it's mountainous and forests and streams and rivers and like, you know, if you want to go like steelhead trout fishing or whatever, it doesn't get any better than this. But to live, it's difficult, it seems like. We'll talk about it here. It's in Benton County, area code 541. History of this is the original Alsea settlement first appeared on it was Alsea at first with an A at the end, and it was Alseya. So it was just put a Y between the E and the A. First appeared on a General Land Office survey map in the late 1850s, and that showed that a few people from the east had moved out there and taken out donation land claims in the area. So the government set aside land to say, if anybody wants this, you can have it. All you have to do is come here and improve it. Yeah. So there's a post office established in 1871 They had kind of it was just a small ranch and farm community.
Sure.
It's very isolated. Wait till you hear how few people there are here. I mean, this place is super isolated. It's kind of distant. Without the railroad, nobody would have ever been able to get here back in the day. Yeah. But after highways came in, and then there was trucks so they could haul logs, and then there was foresting going on in here and all that sort of thing. After World War II, we built tons of houses in this country, which you needed a lot of lumber. And this is where lumber's from, everybody.
Really?
Yeah, this is where the brawny man lives, in a tree in Alsea, I believe, with his flannel shirt and everything. So
very Twin Peaks.
Totally. Several small sawmills operated in the valley, and then pretty much all of them had closed down by the 70s.
Oh.
That's a problem here. So the town, though, continued to prosper in the 80s. They did heavy harvesting on the forest around here. But then after a while, environmental restrictions, because they were just taking it down with reckless abandon. I mean, there was no, like now you have to like replace what you do. There's certain rules to it, so we have any forest left. And whatever you think of like environmental and rules, if we didn't have those particular ones in place, we would have no trees.
We'd be naked.
We literally would have no trees.
Very barren.
Yeah, nothing. So this was there was a lot of spotted owl and other threatened species in this area, so very much curbed the timber in the area here as well. So the ranger station closed in 1996. They had to move like 100 workers to another Forest Service office, and it seems like it's tough to live here. You have to live here. You have to go here wanting exactly what's here, kind of thing.
Yeah, if the Forest Service is leaving, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah, they don't even have that. You're on your own, even in the forest. So here's some reviews. These are for Benton County, because this town is too small to review when you find out the population in a minute here. So here's 2 reviews for the whole county. 4 stars. Here we go. I enjoy being close to small cities, but outside of the limits of any. Okay. Farmers markets are abundant in spring and summer. A few hang on through autumn. Utilities are almost monopolized in each category, which leaves little to no choice if one wants to receive that particular service. Well, that's every city in America.
What do you want?
That is every place in America. So what's the electric company is what people say when they get there. There might be 2. Like Phoenix, there's 2, but you don't really – most places you don't have a choice. It's just whatever area you're in is either this or this.
There's one. Right.
Yeah.
There's one, and it's just where you happen to live. That's what services you, right?
Yeah, that's it. You don't. Yeah, there's 2 companies, but they just split up the territory. That's like saying there's 2 drug dealers, but one has one corner, one has the other. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
What
they
it is.
just split the territory up. It's still there. So that's kind of how it works everywhere, person. 1 star here. Okay, I left Corvallis in November 2020. What happened to Benton County management? Question mark. I don't know.
What happened indeed?
Have they left? That's what they say here. Have they left? Police department is ridiculous.
Oh.
Let's find out how. All police officers are about 22 and rude. This is a 50-year-old woman. It absolutely is. I have kids your age. Listen.
Yeah. You don't tell me what to do.
You do not tell me. I will never again expect anything from them. Do they not give you your Christmas present? Like, what are you expecting from them? I can see why you would need a gun shop to open, but right across the street from a school/health and mental care building? Probably not great placement for that. Yeah. You can't have a strip club within a certain distance of a school. How about a gun shop, too? Maybe put that in there. I'd rather have my kids around tits any day of the week than a guy who can literally buy the gun and then walk directly across the street and shoot my kid. He doesn't even have to walk. He can do it from the parking lot across the street.
He can do it from right there. Yeah, from the counter.
That's real nice. Yeah, that's what the fuck.
I don't like that we have a school/mental health facility.
Well, some of the kids are a little messed up. When you hear about the populations of these towns, you go, oh, that makes sense. You have to combine buildings because there's just not enough people to have it all in one.
Yeah. Everything's a Taco Bell Pizza Hut?
Everything's a Taco Bell Pizza Hut / Long John Silver's / et cetera, et cetera.
A&W, right.
A&W, / Wiener Schnitzel. So people in this town, 82.
82. 100.
82.
People.
Like... Way, like
Yeah.
less than 5% of what will be at our Chicago show. That's crazy. And
That's 5
this entire
families,
time.
right?
If they're Italian, it's 2 families. I don't know. I don't know about other people's families, but
can't wait to
my
hear
family.
that's the breakdown of this.
Yeah, that's what's fun. I love the stats in these towns with less than 100 people because it's a crapshoot. It's way off. Okay, it's 54% male, which is way out of whack. It's usually slightly more female. Median age is 26 and a half. Again, way out of whack. Here's the chart. There is 0 to 4-year-olds, 11%. 5 to 9-year-olds, 21%. 10 to 14-year-olds, 12%. There's not many 15 to 20-year-olds, and there's 0 21 to 24-year-olds at all. They get the fuck out when they're 21.
Yeah.
Then it jumps up to 20% for 25 to 34. It's all whacked out, this chart. Nobody over 85. You don't survive here in the
It's
in the
all
mountains.
small families and young families.
It's what it seems to be. Yeah, I don't know why, because we'll talk about it. It's expensive to be here, so I don't know.
Really?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense. 69% married. It's usually 50-50.
Yeah.
Less than 10% divorced. 64% married with children. So that's a lot of people. Race in this town, 94.8% white. So pretty white is the Oregon mountains, as you might expect. 0.0% black, 0.0% Asian, 3.8% Hispanic. So, and then we got 1.4, two or more. So that's not a lot here. Religion in this town, 26.4%. And it's spread out pretty good with some other Christians, a couple of Mormons. The Mormons, out of 82 people, they found it still. They were like, I think there's a couple dozen people we haven't talked to over that hill. Let's get over there.
There's 82 people over there. I'll bet you we can turn them all.
That's impressive, I got to say. That's some drive they have there. A couple of Methodists, a Pentecostal or two. Last election in Benton County, 67.9% of the people voted Democratic, 28.2% voted Republican, 4.0% voted Independent. So the economy here, the unemployment rate's actually lower than the national average somehow. I guess there's only 82 people, and 40% of them are kids, so they don't need jobs. You got a few old people. There's like 30 people that need jobs here. So
pretty easy to handle.
There should be something, I figure, you could do for them. Median household income here, too, is right at the national average, $55,000 and change. So
really,
somehow, I figured it would be like either very rich or super poor, kind of one of the two. But no, it's the middle. Right at average. Cost of living, where 100 is average, regular. Here it's 88, so not too far. Median home cost, though, a little bit high. Median home cost $413,800. So
holy.
A little bit on the high side. So if we've convinced you, you know what? You're tired of civilization. You've had it with the conveniences of the modern world.
It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah. You are ready to step back into some sort of, it's like the town Kurt Russell lives in Overboard, but without the water. Like, if you're ready to step into that, we have for you the Alsea, Oregon Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for $1,130 a month. So right about average. There's not much available, by the way, as you probably can imagine here. This is in the town of Alsea, in the area, I should say, of Alsea here. This is all that's available. There is 20.6 acres of unimproved land, is what it says.
Unimproved. So that means it's just forest, and it's going to stay forest.
They made a point to say unimproved. So that means what? No grading, no evening out, no smoothing. Right. This is just the way it's been made. Since the river cut it, that's how it is.
From the maker.
I'll just read the thing here to you. This is a unique property with approximately 1,000 feet of Alsea River frontage. It's very steep. Let's just say that. It is so it's insanely steep. Like, you couldn't walk down this hillside to get to the river. Like,
so you're saying the property you own is up a fucking mountain?
Not up a mountain. It is the side of a mountain, of a steep mountain that goes to the riverfront. You'd buy this just for a place to fish. There'd be no way to build anything on it. You'd be sideways. It's ridiculous. It's a straight vertical mountain. It's
Perfect.
wild. So they say it's a prime fishery with summer steelhead, coho salmon, and spring and fall Chinook salmon and cutthroat trout. That sounds awesome, but
Yeah.
wow. It says that nothing's going to be built on this, though. $275,000 for a nice fishing spot, basically, is what you're getting. Here's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,196 square foot house. Small little house. It's on 2 acres.
Yeah.
It's not a the outside, it looks kind of like a militia has meetings there or something, like a militia's VFW hall is what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah.
But inside, it's kind of cool. It's got like a greenhouse and a garden in the back too.
What?
The inside's all wood. It's kind of cool. It's not bad. $475,000 for that though.
Oh my God. 1,100 square
2 acres, by the way, not like it's on 50 acres. Here's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square foot on 2.66 acres. It looks very similar to the other one from the outside. Just that must be the design that the
builder. Yeah.
the builder built there. But there's no inside shot, so we have no idea what the inside's like. It could be all wood. It could be nothing. It could have stripped to the studs. We have no clue what's on the inside. Something better be in there though, because it's $529,000.
Wow.
If you're going to charge that much, I feel like there better be pictures of the inside, because the inside better be pretty spectacular for that kind of money. It's not like you're on a shitload of acreage, so
Right.
like that better be a real nice house inside. There's nothing around it at all. I mean, Jesus, you are far from a McDonald's. It's not easy.
And you've only got 2.5 acres too, so it's not like it's not like you get to
expansive
go
forest.
for a walk. Yeah.
Yeah. Things to do here. Okay. The Benton County Fair and Rodeo.
Of course.
They have combined the rodeo with the fair now. So you don't have to go to 2 separate places anymore, because everyone was like, Jesus Christ, I need to go to both, obviously. So, yeah, they call it a green oasis, this fairgrounds in Corvallis, Oregon. This isn't even here. It's in Corvallis, where Oregon State is. And they have the county fair and rodeo. The fair and rodeo includes games, rides, animals, food, music, the rodeo, of course.
Of course.
And all the family fun you'd expect from your local fair.
Oh, you bet.
All sorts of shit that'll clog your arteries. We're going to have fried things that don't belong fried. We're going to do it all. It's going to be wonderful.
Blue ribbon pig and everything.
Oh, boy. It features 3 action-packed nights of rodeo with cowboys and cowgirls competing for prize money, buckles, and bragging rights.
We're getting buckles, too.
Money,
Amazing.
buckles, and bragging rights, bitches. That's right. Free admission to all rodeos with a fair admission. So you got a rodeo pass if you get in there. Okay. It says also kicking off the fair on August 2nd is the Larry Bell Memorial All Girls Rodeo.
All girls, but also remember this guy's
I was going to say, Larry Bell sounds like a hot lady. Hot lady cowgirl right there, Larry Bell.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, come over here and show me your tits. You don't hear that often.
Come on in. Watch these chicks' tits bounce while they ride the stangs. But also remember, Larry's dead.
Well, that's what Larry was into. That's why. That's what Larry liked more than anything, was watching tits bounce on horseback. So they put this together for him. It's really it's very kind. His children are, you know.
Don't forget about Larry.
Don't forget Larry, please. For the love of God, don't forget Larry. Watch as cowgirls compete in barrel racing, pole bending, goat tying, breakaway roping, and team roping, of course.
Right, yeah.
Because one-on-one, you don't stand a chance against that fucking animal, right?
But you know what's better than one pair of tits, James? You got it. Two pairs of tits.
Team tits. Larry called it team tit roping. That's what Larry called it. It's a different event than it used to be under Larry's watch. We'll say that much.
Never forget Larry.
Never forget him. Wow. It says a county fair wouldn't be complete without competition pies, quilts, paintings, flowers, and vegetables. Well, fuck course. Yeah. I'm going to judge a quilt, or I want my money back. If no one's judging grandma's fucking craftsmanship, I want my money back now. This is ridiculous.
I need to see how big a corn Larry Bell's kids grow now, too.
How big a fucking cucumber does the Smith family grow this year? So families can enjoy some old-fashioned backyard gaming, checkers, giant chess, badminton, and more. All shit you can do at your house is what they're saying. Let the little ones play with the giant waffle blocks or toddler puzzles on the colorful mats and child picnic tables. Jesus Christ, this doesn't sound great at all. Then this year, the backyard, that's what they call it in capital letters, will be joined by Puzzle Mania, brother.
Oh!
Puzzle Mania, brother. It's coming to Benton County, Oregon. That's right, including brain teasers, jigsaw puzzles, tangrams, and geometric puzzles for all ages, brother.
Brain teasers.
Brain teaser mania, brother. It's coming.
Yeah.
You can go to that, or you can go to the Corvallis Celtic Festival, which they have now. This year is the first Corvallis Celtic Festival, which is being held, this weekend, it looks like here.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Get out there. If you're listening to this early, especially, get the hell out there. No cover charge. Not bad. No cover charge. What do you get for no cover charge?
Beer
well,
garden.
you get a concert at Common Fields featuring Fiongal, and after them, the Nettles will be on.
Oh.
Yeah. There you get, and there's also going to be raffles and, quote, a roaring good time.
I believe
that's
it.
terrific.
It's a Celtic festival. You're going to see a fist fight also.
Oh, that's going to happen, yeah. And Friday, the 21st in the evening, brings the Gothard sisters to the First United Methodist Church. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Wow, it's like Sister Act, I think, here. This is going to be amazing. You can purchase a festival button for a $10 donation. There's also a bagpipers parade.
Yep.
Got to have a bagpipers parade. Then everything from harps and fiddles to bagpipes, flutes, whistles, and singing will be represented.
Fucking want Irish, we'll give you Irish.
We will give you Irish, absolutely. And then also more musical performances starting at 10 a.m. to noon at the Old World Deli, which sounds very Irish. The Irish are known for their delis more than anything, really, right?
I don't know. Their food is definitely some of the best in Europe, right?
No, absolutely not.
They're known for love their food.
They have shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
And
corned beef and cabbage.
That's not Irish, actually. It's American Irish. Yeah, they don't make that over there. They have shepherd's pie and a bunch of shit that they boiled because they have like famines for a while. Ireland, famine countries aren't known for their cuisine usually.
No.
That's the thing. No.
Every Irish, I guess it's Irish pubs that I go to. Every time I go there, I love the food that I get there.
That's you just love chain bar food. That's all. You just love frozen
Irish
fish
bars.
fillets and Cisco fucking the truck comes up and brings French fries. It's just
a
cafeteria food.
very chrome trailer shows up and delivers all the shit I eat.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. It's awesome. The Cisco trailer pulls up.
Jesus.
And coupons for discounted room rates at motels also. Okay. So you got that. Now, crime rate, what we're interested in here in this town. Property crime, exactly average. Exactly.
Really?
Like just at average. So that makes sense. I don't know how. There's 82 people. How the fuck is crime happening? Bob did it. Done.
Yeah,
Bob's off the street. Now what? There's no more criminals. Good. We're done.
Just because we know them doesn't mean they won't do it. That's what it is. I think they got some brazen motherfuckers in this town.
That's possible. Yeah. Also, when you mix the gun shop and the mental health center and within the, who knows what could happen?
Walking distance of each other.
Yeah, shit, right across. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is about half the national average. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Safe. I don't know how it wouldn't be. Again, I really don't. So that said, let's talk about some murder, shall we?
Let's do that.
Let's do this. Let's talk about a young man first. Okay? A big young man, first of all. And not young like a teenager, young in his 20s.
Yeah.
Big stocky guy. His name is, he's born November 11th, 1989. So a young guy in our story, which takes place in the 2010s here.
He's in his 30s, yeah.
Yeah, he's in his 20s for the story. Right. Now he's in his 30s, yeah. His name is William Chase Hargrove. He goes by Will Hargrove. And by the way, Billy Hargrove is Max's older brother on Stranger Things. That's the character's name.
Oh, yeah, you're
Which is interesting, yeah. Which is, when you keep that in mind through this episode, it's kind of funny. I don't know why, just... Trust me on this one, all right? Go with me here. He lives in Oregon. He lives in Albany for the most part around here, which is around Corvallis in that area. He's got a friend and a roommate, or a former roommate of his, because we'll talk about his living arrangement, because it is wild. Boy, this...
Yeah?
Will lives a wild style kind of life. Like, you couldn't live his life. When you're listening to it, when I was, reading about it, I'm like, how, good Lord, this sounds stressful. This just sounds like so much, Will. Jesus Christ, how do you keep it together?
I'm not cut out for Will's life?
I don't think you are. I think you'd enjoy it for a week, and then you'd go, I can't anymore with these people. I can't. It's too much.
All right.
Anybody would, okay? So a guy named Jimmie Klotz with a K and a Z. Klotz.
Oh.
Here. That's his former friend and roommate. It's a terrible name. It really is. Klotz. Klotz. Jimmie says, quote, he and I had things in common. Cars. He worked on cars. I work on cars. I'm more Harry Potter. He's more the Avengers kind of, genre. But we could nerd out on things like that.
I don't like that at all.
I'm more of a Harry Potter guy, whereas he's more of an Avengers guy. So, as far as, immature masculine personalities, like, I'm like this kind, and he's like a child like this, and so it's pretty cool.
He jerks off into a white tube sock. I jerk off into one with yellow rings around the top.
He jerks off to hentai, and I like more American-drawn fucking pornographic cartoons. You know what I mean?
I like cheerleaders.
Yeah. These are guys that don't jerk off to live people. That's what that is. They're sketches and things like that. So he said, he actually took me to see my first Avengers movie. Oh, well, you always remember who takes you to see your first Avengers movie.
You always remember your first.
You always remember your first time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro-laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Jamie says, quote, he was a likable guy, a jokester.
Okay.
He just liked to laugh and have fun. I enjoyed being around him.
Sounds
just
good.
Laughing arm in arm coming out of an Avengers movie. Just
nerding it up together. Hell yeah.
I just pictured Naked Gun because I watched that with my son a couple weeks ago because he never saw Naked Gun before, and he's discovering spoof movies, which is phenomenal. So
terrific.
Mel Brooks is coming next, but I figured he likes Spaceballs, so then I'm like, okay, we'll get him into Young Frankenstein and stuff like that. But Naked Gun he was interested in. I showed him the trailer, and he was like, okay, all right. So it's just
I can get on board.
Yeah, it reminded me of him and Leslie Nielsen and was it Priscilla Presley? Is
Yep.
that the person, the
Yeah,
Presley
that's her.
there?
Yep.
And mix
Yep.
them up. So
Nice beaver.
nice beaver. Them skipping out of the movie theater, laughing hysterically, and they pan up to Platoon is playing at the thing, just dying laughing coming out of it. That's what I picture them.
Entire wrong reaction.
So, but together, it's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they said that he worked, meaning Will, he worked as a bouncer at the Peacock Bar and Grill in Corvallis. And then he ends up getting a new job, stepping up here as a, well, quote-unquote mechanic at Lassen Chevrolet and Toyota in Albany. And I say quote-unquote, he does oil changes is what he does. But
Okay. He's the lube guy.
it's technically a mechanic, but they call him a oil change technician.
Yeah, he's moving one bolt and a filter, James.
Yeah,
so that's
there's a drain and a pour. Yeah. There's a lot going. He might not be the pour guy. There might be another guy pouring it in. We don't know. We don't know if he can hack the pour. That's could go either way there. So he works there. In his free time, he would meet up with his friends at the Peacock Bar and Grill where he used to work.
Sure,
of course.
Have some drinks. Yeah,
hang out there. One of his buddies here, Joseph Thompson, he says this. We would play pool over there on Sunday nights and just basically ended up hanging out a lot, doing karaoke. I don't know how many times him and me would be sitting there playing pool, and he'd just have women walk up from the bar, just sit there and talk to him. He was very charismatic. He had the personality, the presence. So that's what his friend says.
This is a guy that wishes he was him, evidently.
Yeah, and by the way, I will say this about Will. Will is not like a, what you consider a traditionally handsome guy. He's not like he doesn't have like a square jaw. He's like a kind of a fat guy. He's kind of a big fat guy, kind of average looking, shaved head, kind of goatee, just nothing real special. You'd see a million of him walking around. Yeah, 2017, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
He looks like everybody else.
Trend is certainly come and gone.
Oh, it's beyond dad bod. Yeah. He's a fat fuck. Yeah, no, he's... Yeah, I could say that because he's a guy. He's a fat fuck, this guy. Yeah, he's not a dad bod at all. It's like I haven't seen my dick in a while.
It's a 22-year-old heavy fuck.
Yeah, not like super giant, but like definitely big old gut on him, and he's a heavy set guy. Yeah, let's be honest. If we were sitting around, we go, look at this fat fuck. That's how it is. That's how guys talk about guys.
But chicks are evidently into this for him.
He's got personality. Yeah, I don't know if he once he gets up there singing that karaoke, boy, it gets to them. They got to get off the seat just to let the bar stool dry out, and then they go over there and talk to him.
Got to fan the bar stool.
You got to, let me.
Let that leather lighten a little bit.
Can I get like 3-4 bar napkins, please? Thank you.
The 4x4s, they got to sit on these. Jesus.
You put the bar, you don't even wipe, you just put the bar napkins on top to soak it up like an oil spill in the garage.
Had them.
Got it. So he also has a best friend his best friend was in the Army, and his best friend says he and Will talked about military stuff because Will said he was in the Marines and this guy says he's in the Army. So they talk about being in the service and, and all that kind of thing. And I guess Will tells this guy that while he was in the Marines, he was stationed in Russia for a while.
Oh, Will was?
Yeah, they have Marines at the embassy and shit there. So
St. Petersburg or whatever?
Yeah, and that explains why he's into everything Russian. He's super into Russian stuff. There's certain classifications of guys, by the way. Guys that are into certain things. There's a certain personality type. Dudes that only like Asian chicks, there's a certain personality type. Yeah. And that guys who are way into Russian stuff, that's another very, very distinct personality type, like Steven Seagal kind of a, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain guys that they like this type of woman, and they've it's very weird, and that's all they like. You'll see it on 90 Day Fiance, where these guys are obsessed with, I need to find a Russian woman, and they're just obsessed with it.
When they treat it as like a fetish, when it's a weird thing that's just, it's a fetish.
That's all they like. That's all they like. But I mean, on the other hand, too, I don't know if they want to, maybe they have a fetish for fat, bald American guys. Who the hell knows? I have no idea.
That exists. I guarantee it exists.
Oh, it does.
It has to. Yeah.
Absolutely does. There's a fetish for everything. That's on Seinfeld. They said it back in the day. Jerry said, women, whatever abnormalities guys have, there's a group of women that are into it. Because it was about pigmen existing. And he goes, there'll be a group of women going, oh, I just love that curly little tail. It drives me crazy. It doesn't matter. Women are very forgiving. They're nice beings, and they're...
and men are just Gross.
Yeah, we're pretty. Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you look like. Let me see your feet. What?
Yeah.
You
Where'd that come from? Yeah. Huh? What is that about?
Oh, no, fuck those.
So he ends up talking to a young lady in Russia who's his age as well. They're both 26 at the time here. And she lives in Moscow. Okay. And she's real smart, this girl, too. Anna.
So this is online?
This is online. Yeah. Anna Alexeyevna Rapinka. So Anna Rapinka. Repk, or I'm sorry, Repkina. Repkina. Anna Repkina. Yeah, it's a good name. She's a cute blonde chick, too.
Hell yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's she's, when you picture, like, what's a Russian girl look like? You picture, like, either a 90-year-old woman with, like, a goiter sticking out of her neck and 8 babushkas on, or like an attractive young blonde, like one of the two. So,
and that lady used to look like that.
Yeah, that's maybe. We don't know. We go, oof, I hope not. So she's very smart. She's very sharp, everybody says, real sharp, and speaks multiple languages, number one, and all that helps a lot. Loves cats, super into traveling, like to travel around Europe and that sort of shit. She has a job over there. She works for IKEA over there, in not at the store, but in like an office. She's like an IKEA
she
business
ships
center.
the swords and whatever the fuck it's called, the Nordigan.
the Nordgen. No, I feel like
the notes daughter.
I feel like she does like paperwork and that sort of shit. Like maybe in finances and that sort of stuff. I feel like that's what it is from the vibe I get here.
Maybe she obtains the rivets. We don't know.
We have no idea. Yeah. And she's very well liked. She's a smart, outgoing, funny, attractive 26-year-old woman. So people are gonna like her. You know what I mean? Yeah. She had been going out with a man for 7 years, and since she's 26, so
she was a baby,
a teenage relationship, and they just had broken up. Okay. So she was online talking to people, looking for something, looking for people, as one does, as people do. So she was half looking for love, half just looking for maybe, people to hang out with. Sure. So she joined some Russian social networking site to meet people, and she found a 26-year-old man in Oregon named Will. Yeah. That's who she found here. So they hook up for start talking. He's super into everything Russian. She's Russian.
Yeah.
They start.
That's that, Bill.
Yeah, that's that. They start chatting it up. A lot over Facebook. A lot of Facebook talking here. Okay. Then they started video, Skype or FaceTime or whatever, WhatsApp or whatever the fuck. A lot of WhatsApping going on. WhatsApp is the main.
Snapchat probably.
Yeah, that's another. But like WhatsApp is big for international stuff. Like all of the.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch 90 Day Fiance, they all communicate through WhatsApp with their people. Okay. That's the biggest one internationally. So they're talking and going back and forth, and they're starting to like each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're starting to have video with each other every day. And they found out they have a lot in common. Music, number one. She was super into music and liked to go to concerts, and he liked music and concerts, and they'd have discussions about bands and that sort of shit. Everybody says she has a real good sense of humor. She's pretty funny. They'd send memes back and forth, and then she, everybody said that's how she kind of got along with people, is sense of humor. She's good like that. So she's doing well for herself over there. Everybody says active social life. And also her and her older brother did historical reconstructions as a hobby.
Of Russian shit?
I don't know what that means. Historical reconstructions of things. I don't know if it's a model you're building of something or whatever it is. It's a hobby that she did, with her brother too. So that sounds wholesome.
Whose hobby is diorama?
I don't know. Historical reproductions with her or reconstructions with her brother seems wholesome anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Unless they're fingering each other or something while they're doing it. I feel like it's
fascinating
wholesome.
To be in like a Michael's, being like, where are all the foam balls? I'd like to make a solar system. Oh yeah, what grade are you in? Oh, I'm 40.
When's your son or daughter's project due? Oh,
I don't have kids.
This is just for my house.
I'm gonna hang it in the living room.
I'm like, I don't know what else to buy for. I went to IKEA, I couldn't find anything there. They were all out of Nordgens, so I'm here now. So I'm gonna put up in my living room.
Wanted a spots doter, but all out.
Oh man. So Anna's mom is very against her daughter like talking to people from other continents. Why are you doing that? For what?
Right,
For what reason?
right.
Which sounds very much like something my grandmother would say.
That's a-
For what reason you want to talk to them for? Why? For why you
She's
want to
going to
talk
ask
to
for your
them?
bank
What are they-
account. What are you doing?
Yeah. So she can get the green card. It's like, yeah, like what are you? You know what I mean? What are you talking about?
How'd you get here?
Yeah, how'd you get here? So she did all of that. Her mother said, quote, I thought she was rushing things a little bit. Thought she was rushing things.
Yeah.
Boom. So messages here. Yeah, she nailed it. I love when we have actual messages that people send back and forth to each other because
best.
it's the best because you never expect the dumb shit you say in a text message years ago to be read aloud by two idiots on a podcast. You never expect that, do you?
Neither of them wanted this.
No one knew this was going to happen someday.
Yeah.
It's impossible to say, so that makes it really fucking wild. They exchanged thousands of messages, obviously. And Will, here's one, they go back and forth on Facebook. Will, listen to how much he's trying to turn shit to a sexual manner. It's hilarious. Okay.
Because he's a dude.
This is such a dude talking to a chick being like, yeah, let's fucking get dirty. Okay, quote, you are absolutely amazing. Okay. Yeah. Next message. We are going to have, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to have with 4 O's, much fun together.
Yep.
Okay. She replies with a smiley face, and then her next message is true with a half parentheses, smiley face at the end of true. Okay. So then Will says, quote, daydreaming yet? See that?
Gotta set it up.
Wow. I hate to do this to people, but next time you're texting in an amorous way, you're going to be going, Jesus, I hope this doesn't get read aloud on a podcast someday.
Anybody to read this aloud.
No
I don't
way.
even want to read it aloud.
I don't want to read it aloud. I want to delete this when we're done here. So Anna says, quote, yes, it's wonderful. And Will says, tell me, question mark.
Yeah. I want to read it.
I want to read you saying some dirty shit about what you want to do to my fucking McDonald's greased fat American body. What do you want to do to it? So Anna says this, and this is a very not what he wanted. He wanted like, well, I want you to take your dick and stick it in my,
I'm on my knees servicing you.
Yeah, but more graphic.
Yeah.
She says, quote, difficult to imagine, but it should be very romantic and beautiful, which is the hard fucking
Very
break
vague,
slam. Hard break slam for he had his dick in his hand and he's like romantic, and that's not what I want to jerk it to. No.
I want something dirty.
Yeah.
I want
something
it dirty
real dirty
with no love. No emotion.
Nothing. Just filthy. Look at me with your cold dead Russian eyes and fucking tell me something. Tell me you want it.
Say fuck me harder in Russian, however that goes.
Oh, there's some weird shit with his Russian coming up here.
Oh boy.
So, oh man, his response to should be very romantic and beautiful is, quote, this is so cheese dick, Will, snow-covered evergreens, snow on the ground, a tent hidden slightly in the trees out of our clearing, a good-sized fire roaring, and you in my arms.
Eggplant emoji.
Yeah, pow. And then I slap the dick down on you. Boom. So that's just a sample of their back and forth.
Okay.
Obviously, both parties are into this. It's not like him going, "Oh, I want to fuck you," and she's like, "So, what's your house like?" And it's not like that. It's
very obvious that he's like leaning it in her balls in her court. Like, I'll let you guide this. I'll be filthy if you want.
I want to be filthy. Yeah, I'm
I
open.
want to be disgusting.
My dick is in my hand, like I said. So,
but I'll be a gentleman. If that's what you need.
I'll stop stroking if you'd like me to. Is what I'm getting at. I'll just hold it. But it's gonna stay in my hand. That's one thing I can't help.
It's gonna Mormon soak in the palm of my hand.
Yep, just holding on to it. So December of 2016, they decide that Anna's gonna come to Oregon for a good chunk of December to spend the holidays with Will in Oregon and see if it's the same once they meet up in real life.
That's awesome.
Which is great idea because if you watch again, I'm going to keep referring to 90 Day Fiancé because with Sarah, we've watched so much of it that I know a lot about the process of how you come to the country and what kind of the K-1 visa and all that kind of shit. So you really get a in-depth deal on that. So a lot of these people don't do this. They talk online, and then they're like, he's gonna be here, and then they just show up, and now they live together, and it's like. Right. You've never met this person, and now they live at your house? And
now we're going to get married.
Bonkers. Yeah, no visits. You see that a lot. Like, there's very few visits, especially over, like, COVID and kind of after 2016 when they changed the immigration laws, too. Yeah. It was harder for them to come here, so it was, turned into a hard thing.
And they're doing this with somebody from another country. I wouldn't do that with, I wouldn't rush somebody here from fucking New Mexico.
No, you wouldn't do it from Mesa. Like, never mind. Yeah. Fucking.
I wouldn't rush them to my house
Chandler.
from fucking,
Scottsdale. No. That's crazy. Let's meet up here. This is from another country. It happens all the time, too. So December of 2016 is when she's coming. She's going to do this and see how it goes. So she arrives in America, and signs of trouble right from the start.
Uh-oh.
Especially because she got her flights. She's going to fly into Portland, obviously. Yeah. Corvallis is probably a small little airport or something. The problem is there are multiple Portlands in this country, and if you're not from this country, you would have no idea of that.
No fucking way.
You just type in Portland, and then the first Portland that comes up, you go, that's where I'm going, Portland.
She flew to fucking Maine.
She flew to Portland, Maine.
Amazing.
She flew to Portland, Maine, and then was stuck there.
Oh,
because
what?
she had to get another flight.
Customs and shit, yeah.
She's just sitting in Portland, Maine, and she doesn't know anybody in Portland, Maine. Right. It's not like she can go, go hole up at someone's house for a while.
Unreal.
So she's stuck. Here's messages, and Will's a fucking moron too, by the way. Quote, here's Anna on a Facebook message to Will. Who knows you have 2 damn Portlands? Which is hilarious. Because a foreigner shouldn't know that. They shouldn't. I don't know how many. There could be 12 St. Petersburgs in Russia for all I fucking know. I don't know that much Russian geography to know that.
What asshole gets the itinerary for her and doesn't say, babe, that says Portland, Maine? Who doesn't know that?
Well, a guy that answers in his Facebook message with, quote, honestly, I didn't even know that. That's who. A fucking dummy. A dummy answers that.
This idiot.
I knew that was going to get you. I said
he had no fucking clue.
No idea. It's fucking crazy.
Honestly, I didn't even know, and I live here. So
I don't even know that. I'm dumb as shit, and I live in one of the Portlands. No one else. You'd figure if anyone in this country should know there's 2 Portlands, it's anyone who lives anywhere near either of those Portlands. Because you'd say, like, oh, yeah, this isn't the only Portland, and blah, blah, blah.
There's another on the other side of the country.
If you live in Miami, Ohio, or Miami, Arizona, you go, there's another Miami, you know that, right? It's in Florida. It's pretty big. You talk about it.
Yeah.
Somebody would bring
pretty
it up.
Pretty popular.
It would come up. Just the mistakes, and, somebody mixed it up before. I don't understand it. So while all of this, and she's trying to get a flight to Portland, Oregon from Portland, Maine. All this is going on. They're exchanging messages again. And Will says on Facebook, because she got her flight all straightened out. She's going to take off. And he says, quote, that's where you belong, baby, in the clouds, my angel.
Oh, God.
Jesus, Will, you cheese dick son of a bitch.
You're laying it on thick.
Oh, man, it is so thick. It's like you let a 4-year-old make his own peanut butter sandwich, and he just put half the jar on.
That poor girl flew 5 hours out of the way
for no reason. Well, she was
past Portland, Oregon, going there.
No, would you come from the west if you're coming from Moscow, or would you go to New York,
right?
Or would you
You'd
come
have
in
to go
that
over
way?
Alaska, right? Otherwise, you're going all the way over Europe, right?
But Russia's humongous. If she's in Western Russia, it would be quicker to go through
Great
Europe.
point.
Probably.
I don't know where the fuck
Russia's
Moscow
enormous,
is.
And then I don't know. I don't have any idea which way you'd fly. Either way, she flew the wrong fucking way. So
she went too far either way.
Too far in the wrong direction. So, my angel, she says, be ready, I will cry.
Oh, that's sweet.
And he's like, damn it, how do I get this around to my dick, though? She's talking about emotions all the time and romance.
Great. It's good for lube.
Perfect, yeah. Will then says, when I propose to you?
Oh, boy.
And she says, when I see you.
Oh.
Okay.
It could be, that could be confusing, though, if you're a heavyset guy. If a girl starts crying on sight.
Yeah. Is
this good or bad?
God.
Fucking say it.
We've been on video every day. What the fuck? So she eventually gets to Portland, finally. and they're very happy to see each other.
Sure.
And she's posting shit on social media, the trips to the coast and Will's car and, all sorts of shit like that. I'm in America. Look, I'm in this place that's not home. What people do when they go on vacation. So as the trip is coming to an end, and we'll talk more about the trip, but toward the end of the trip, he decides that he is going to propose to her.
Okay.
He's going to propose to her, and she's going back home after 10 days, the holidays and everything, and he gives her an engagement ring and says, I'd like you to marry me and go home, pack your shit up and get your ass back here as soon as possible. ASAP. Okay. You in Portland, Oregon this time. And she accepts the proposal. She couldn't be happier. He's even better in real life than she had hoped for.
Terrific.
Over online. For him, too, she's even better than he could have hoped for. They can't wait. They're going to get married. Super jacked up about it. Okay, so she goes back home. She's all excited about the wedding, talking to her friends. She's talking about different styles of dresses and what she really wanted, and can she make this dress and take this part off of it? And, she's getting
all the bullshit. Yep.
Yeah, getting ready for a wedding. There's a problem, though, that she has no idea about here. This is idyllic. It's storybook, really. Yeah. I mean, they meet online. She comes over here. It's beautiful. They're going to get married. Will is a wonderful, wonderful man, isn't he? Isn't he terrific?
Seems to be doing great.
Well, you know who else thinks that he's a terrific guy? Is a 33-year-old woman named Michelle Chavez. She also thinks that Will's pretty terrific because they're having a little bit of a thing here, as we'll talk about. Kind of more than a little bit of a thing. Let's get into it. Okay.
Are they married?
They're not married, don't worry. But she is. This is where the story gets weird, Jimmy. Oh, that's just the first what the fuck. Wait till you hear more what the fucks after this.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna build you a what the fuck mountain right now.
Bake this what the fuck pie.
It is
we'll enter
huge.
It in the fucking.
You got to put the what the fuck meringue on top of it and really have the points. That's important.
We'll enter it in the Benton State Fair.
Let's do it. I think we can win here because whoa, if there is a category for fuck pies, this is the one. So Michelle is living with her husband and 2 children.
Okay.
In Albany, Oregon. But her husband is not, this marriage is not working out, okay? Yeah. She says, Michelle, quote, our relationship, meaning her and her husband's, at that point in time really wasn't one. It was like roommates that just happened to be married. Slept in the same bed, but that was about it. Didn't really talk. Sounds like a line that dudes give ladies.
Yeah. I sleep in the same bed, but, we're just friends.
It turns out, though, that it's actually kind of true here. So she said she's just trapped in this loveless marriage. He's an Oregon State University professor, her husband. And she goes to him and says, listen, obviously we have 2 kids, we have this marriage and everything like that, but we're not like physical. We're not, we don't really have that kind of relationship. So she talked to him and said, well, tell you what, we'll stay in this marriage if I'm allowed to, have affairs with men. To fill my emotional and physical voids in my life, and then I'll come home and then we'll just pretend it didn't happen.
Very mature.
Yeah, I suppose so. Is that mature? That's not mature.
If you're trying to keep your financial stability and well-being intact, that's very mature.
Band-Aid, rip it off, one motion. The fuck out of here.
You're not wrong, but a lot of people do this.
Let the air leak out of the balloon slowly, or just come on. What are we talking about? So. She said,
just stomp on it.
Just stomp on it, man. This is weird. Otherwise, it's just too weird, the whole thing. It's just too weird. Michelle says that she told her husband, quote, I love you, but if you can't give this to me, I'll have to go find it somewhere else. So she gave him an ultimatum. Let me fuck guys or else I'm leaving you.
Well, the point is, I have sexual needs because I'm a human being. So we either have to have sex or I'm going to go get it elsewhere, or we just fucking dissolve this thing.
Yeah. Why, number one, why didn't he just plow his wife, number one?
Right. There's the real answer.
There's one thing. If he wanted to be married to her, why didn't he just fuck his wife? And number two, imagine this coming from the other side and going, listen, not working out. There's a couple of hot chicks in one of my classes at OSU, and I think, I don't know, I think I'm catching a vibe is all I'm saying from these chicks. So maybe.
Here are your options.
Yeah. He'd be wearing his fucking... Forget about it. He'd be wearing his nutsack stretched out like a hat over his head, like a bald cap.
On his way out the door with nothing else.
Nothing else, yeah. Oh, boy, okay, stumbling out.
Yeah.
So, and it would be understandable.
Yeah,
yeah. So Michelle was working as a cab driver in 2015.
Okay.
2015 cab driver. That is the tail end of cab driver here.
It's almost over, dear.
You see cab drivers now. No one who's been in the country for more than 3 weeks is a cab driver now. They don't. That's.
Yeah.
You're only doing that because you don't speak good enough English to be an Uber driver.
It is nice to leave an airport and see 0 cabs sitting there.
Yeah, you
That's
don't see
awesome.
them. You still see a bunch in New York, but they're sitting there a while. That's the thing.
They're waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting for a long time. So this relationship is going on, and Michelle said it was kind of a slow time in the summer, and I was waiting at the bar, the Peacock Bar and Grill, for people to call or to go pick people up, or for drunk people there to need rides or whatever, however it goes. Yeah. So she was asked, what was your first impression of Will? And her answer, quote, God, he's short.
Oh,
Will is quite short. That's
really?
The thing. Yeah, Will is quite short. That's everybody.
On site, that's the very first thing
everybody
you
notices that. Yeah, Will is quite short. I think he's like 5'7", 5'6", maybe. I think he's 5'6", actually. I think he's
5'6"
pretty
is
short.
Too little. Yeah.
It's little, so it's noticeable to where she was like, God, he's short. Not just like got to know him and then he's a little short, but that's fine. Like right away, it was like, holy shit, look at this sawed-off motherfucker. Like it's a lot right off the bat.
5'8", I'm very lucky to be 5'8", because in a crowd, like 5'8" passes, because don't laugh yet.
He thinks if he says that over and over, he'll actually be 5'8" someday, which he's not, by the way.
I'm 5'8".
I assure you he's not 5'8".
Thing is, when you walk through a crowd at 5'8", there are women that are a little bit shorter than you by like an inch. Do you know what I mean? You blend in with people. At 5'6", you are below everyone. I mean, there's a lot of girls that are taller than that. There's a lot that are much shorter. But 5'6" doesn't blend.
Average woman's 5'5". You throw some heels on that.
Yeah,
you're looking up at
you're in trouble.
5'5". Yeah, that's tough.
In a bar, you're in trouble.
That's tough. No, that is tough. Yeah. No, you're a fine height. Your height isn't
5'8's fine. And when I wear my lifts, it's not so bad. I don't wear lifts, I swear.
I know, that's why it was so funny. You caught me completely off guard with that. That was hilarious. So, wow. So here's Michelle. She likes Will also. God, he's short. And she said, yeah, that's what she thought. She said, he's short. Yeah. And then this is her quote. Yes, that's what I thought. God, he's short. Yeah, he is short. That's her quote. He's fucking short. But if you're short and a little pudgy, you have to have some game. And according to Michelle, quote, he made you feel like you were the sun when he talked to you.
Huh.
He had a way of being able to look at me, and I felt like I was actually seen. I felt beautiful. I felt like I was wanted.
There is that, yeah.
He knows how to talk to a lady. That's all it is. He knows how to go, you tell me about your day. And you know what I mean? If you're in some marriage where no one talks to you and no one cares and makes you feel sexy or whatever the fuck it is.
Easy, yep.
Yeah, so they, at that point, they start hooking up.
Oh.
And, that sort of thing. Yeah, I felt beautiful. I felt wanted. They start hooking up. Now they're not, they're fucking now. They're not just friends.
Oh, boy.
Michelle's husband, his name is Raleigh Green, this poor guy. Jesus. He said, around 2014, their marriage became passionless. He said it was around the time their son was born. The marriage became, it all died out. He said that they were essentially roommates, so he said the same thing. This wasn't Michelle making up a story. This was true. And he said that she told him that, she wanted to seek sexual intimacy outside the marriage. He said he objected in his mind, but he didn't make his feelings about it too clear because he thought, obviously, she would just leave then. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff. that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad.
Right.
There's chemicals and things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up. For energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff. And I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool. And you can personalize this portion and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Calling all dog owners. Your furry friend deserves top-notch nourishment, and Ollie delivers the clean, fresh nutrition your dog needs in 5 flavors they'll absolutely flip over. Ollie is made in U.S. kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world, with absolutely no harmful fillers or preservatives. With protein-first recipes like fresh beef with sweet potatoes, fresh turkey with blueberries, or fresh lamb with cranberries, you might start thinking, dang, my dog eats better than I do. And that's probably true when it comes to Ollie. Give your pup a fresh start this new year by letting them taste test a personalized meal plan with Ollie. Head to ollie.com/Wondery. Tell them all about your dog and use code WONDERY to get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a clean bowl guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/Wondery and enter code WONDERY to get 60% off your first box. Start your dog's new year off right with Ollie. Start your dog's new year off right with Ollie.
So he said he wasn't aware that his wife was having a relationship with Will until well after it was even over. And that's when Michelle told him about it. Early 2017 is when the husband finds out. Okay, just keep that in mind when we go forward here.
Yeah.
So Michelle, she talks about the relationship with Will and says, quote, it wasn't a planned thing. It wasn't like it went off in my head and I was like, I'm going to have a relationship with him. It just progressed that way. Oh. Well, yeah, also you're in an open marriage, so you have a hammer, you're looking for nails. You know what I mean? Sorry, but that's life, you know?
Yeah.
It's just what human nature. If you have a hammer, you're looking for nails, period.
And she's...
Goes with everything.
Yeah, but no. She's also got a very small pool of men that are going to be willing to do this with her.
That's the other thing.
You know
She's got to, unfortunately, there's a lot of men who'd be like, yeah, I'll throw one at you. I don't care. But there are. You know what I mean? She's attractive too. She's not, she's an attractive lady. So it's not like she's,
I think that the pool is going to be smaller just because there's a lot of people that say that they're okay with this shit and then they're fucking not. And then you've got a problem.
It's a little weird, yeah. So now Jamie Klotz, back to Jamie, because he knows Will and Michelle. He's friends with both of them.
Oh,
he said he was willing to give her he was willing to give her what she needed: affection and attention.
okay.
So they became, started hooking up, and there's an open relationship, like we said, and, everything like that. So I don't know if the husband, what he's doing, Michelle's husband, but it really doesn't matter. But over 2016, this relationship grows to the point of, here we go, Jimmy, let's stack another rock on top here. Will moves into their house.
Wait.
Yes. She brought her side dick into the house and moved him in a spare bedroom.
Kids?
They have 2 kids.
Oh, no.
They said they have 2 fucking kids. That's what I mean. This whole thing, it's fine if it's like, open or once you have 2 kids and you're moving another guy into the house, and then now it's getting weird. Now it's like starting
If once a week mom leaves the house and says she's going to...
No one cares. That's not anybody's
going
business.
to happy hour with her friends, the kids would never notice. But you bring this guy in, there's an extra man in the house.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's Uncle
That's
Will
weird.
I saw, it's too much. You don't want your kids seeing weird stuff. But so that's what's going on here. He rents the spare bedroom in her house, and her kids live there. The husband lives there. It's the whole deal. According to Raleigh, he didn't know that they were fucking still while they were living there.
Really?
Yeah. He only paid rent, quote, sporadically as well.
Yeah.
So he didn't even have to pay rent. He moved. Listen to this guy's life. He moves into a rent-free situation to plow someone's wife who he doesn't have to have a relationship really with, because she's in a marriage over here too. Right. He's just gonna, what a crazy weird life for this guy. Wow.
Holy.
At 26, there's a lot of people who go, that's not bad. I'll give that a shot.
Right. See how long that works out.
And in addition to that, Michelle sometimes helped him by paying his bills for him too.
How good is his dick?
He must really make you feel good. You know what I mean?
He's amazing.
Talk about making you feel like you're the son. Holy shit. This is another level of that. She even gave him $500 toward the purchase for the down payment on a used car, and co-signed a car loan for him too.
How many shifts of cabbing is that? $500?
Wow. Well, her husband's a professor, and so I don't know if they have a couple of bucks put aside or what, but she said that they sometimes had sex at the house.
Okay.
Sometimes, but more often, the way she put it, to spare her husband's feelings.
We sometimes fucked on his fucking couch in front of him, but
sometimes.
Sometimes I took pity on him.
She said other times they'd go to motels, quote, that I paid for, Michelle says. Of course.
Wow.
That's wild. She said that during the relationship, their sexual relationship, also an interesting one. She is definitely the subservient one here. She is the submissive, and he is certainly quite dominant, as she has to call him either master or sir while they're fucking.
Oh, boy.
And he calls her Mishka.
A Russian name.
Because he had to have some weird Russian thing in there.
Calls her a Russian doll.
Calls her a Russian, exactly.
Wow. And she's got to call him master.
Or sir.
Whose choices were... This is fucking
whose choices do you think it was?
Yeah, they're his. Yeah.
It's his. This is his weird thing here. So she said that, all he had to pay for was his own food, unless he liked whatever they were having for dinner, and then he would move it. He would just eat with them.
Sit at the end of the table. Pass the corn.
Wow, that is crazy shit. She said, quote, honestly, pretty sweet deal for him. Yeah, I would say. It's not bad.
For anybody.
Then Michelle takes it a step further by removing her wedding ring and giving it to Will, a la Judd Nelson in The Breakfast Club getting the diamond ring
earring,
from Molly Ringwald. But this means more, because this wedding ring is a promise that she is going to leave her husband soon to be with him full time. Okay. Now, meanwhile, he is trolling Russian dating sites, picking up girls named Anna and importing them over here. It gets weirder. Want it to get weirder? It'll get weirder. Think this story is already weird, Jimmy?
No, this is just the graham cracker crust of it.
This is you got it, boy. This is fucked up. So, okay. Now, she said that when she found out, because Will told her about Anna, because Anna was coming to visit and he lives there. So he had to tell Michelle about Anna coming. So
how'd she take it?
Well, this is what he told her. He didn't say, look, this has been fun and all, but I found someone, that's not married, that I'm in a serious relationship with,
My
blah, blah, blah.
cousin's coming from Russia.
No. He took it. That would even be ballsy, but he took it to the next insanely ballsy level, this guy. Talk about charisma. He said, listen, this Anna girl, she's not here to replace you. She is coming as an, quote, addition to our relationship. I'm adding her to the mix.
So you know how we have a third situation here, but he won't participate? I really want it. So I got us one.
I got a third. Now I'll plow her and then she can join us or whatever. And we can just have this is like a little relationship where I fuck a Russian girl and this other chick. And, that's it. They pay my bills and that's my life now. And Michelle
all I got to do is tell Anna about it someday.
And Michelle went, sounds good.
Get the fuck
Swear
out
to
of
God.
here.
She said, great. That sounds awesome. Cool. We could use a third. That's what she said.
And also, she just kind of got a taste of her own medicine there. She can't say no.
No.
How could she say no?
Well, she has given him a wedding ring to say that I'm going to leave my husband for you.
Yeah, but
so
he could offer that someday too later down the road.
But instead, he decides that I'm going to add a third party to this, and she's like,
shit.
"Fucking right on, brah, dope."
Wow.
Yeah, I gave it the hang 10 sign there. Yeah.
How do you get this done? How do you, I don't understand.
You got to have game to do this first of all, and it just has to be the right person. So not only is she going to come over and be a third, but he says, can she stay at the house while she comes for this visit over Christmas and New Year's? And Michelle said, of course she can. More than tell her to come on over. So there's no interaction between the three of them on this trip as far as that goes. Because, this is the initial.
Oh, we got to warm Anna up to this.
We got to warm Anna up to this idea.
Boy.
So the two of them, meaning Anna and Will, once Anna gets here, they stay in Will's room throughout the visit. They just hole up in there and don't really come out. She says that she only saw them once the whole time they were there.
Really?
Michelle only saw the two of them once. And that was when they bumped into her and her husband unexpectedly. They were walking through the house.
It wasn't even on purpose. It wasn't an introduction.
Nope. So they said that, they were, this is fucking crazy. So the other thing is that Will, while this is an open, quote unquote, open relationship and he can bring thirds in and stuff, he absolutely expected Michelle to be emotionally committed to him. And she expected him to, be emotionally committed to her. And he can just, he's only using other women for sex. That's just
right.
For
it's
sex.
just their body. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So, he would play them off each other too. He would tell them both he was in love with them, and he would tell the other one that he told he told later on he'll tell Michelle that Anna's kind of crazy, and then he'll tell Anna that Michelle is his quote crazy ex-girlfriend. He'll go back and forth and all that kind of thing. Oh, one other weird thing that he did. Remember how he proposed to her?
One more, yeah.
And gave her a ring?
Yeah.
What ring you think he gave her?
No fucking way. He gave Anna Michelle's ring.
The ring she gave him as a promise to leave her. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is so fucked.
Shit to Anna and said it was his grandmother's ring and it was very sentimental to him. That's the other part that kills me. This is my grandmother's ring. It's been in my family. I've been waiting my whole life for the right girl to give this to.
He is the walking meme of the if men have anything, it's the audacity. He is it. He is the one.
Fucking wild, man.
The nerve of this fucking guy.
It's incredible, and it's working. That's the scary part. That's the fucking thing. This is working. This shit is happening right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So he's on. Why is he online dating when he's in a relationship? That would be a good thing with
question,
Michelle.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie Klotz has an answer for you.
What's he say?
Jamie says, I think that it had to do with jealousy. Michelle was going to leave her husband on her terms, and it wasn't going fast enough. If he could make her jealous, then maybe it would speed things up. Which is why Jamie thinks that he imported Anna over Christmas to stay in the house. So it would be like, look at me. I have a girl here you better get off your shit and come on and hurry up. Meanwhile, no, that's not what's going on.
Yeah.
And nobody tells Anna about Michelle, by the way. She doesn't know she's in a threesome now. She has no idea that she's in a Polygamous relationship.
Yeah.
No fucking clue in the world, or a throuple would be more accurate because that's what they're talking about more than a sister wife situation.
Like, you want to comment on how incredibly unhealthy it is to manipulate somebody like that, but how do you? Because this whole fucking thing is
I wouldn't even know where to start to unravel it, because how the fuck do you even... I don't know how the hell you do it.
Is a Big Mac meal, Biggie sized.
Huge. Completely supersized. Old school.
Yeah.
Old school. So you were going Wendy's on me there. So.
Right. I did combine two different chains. This is a Dave's Old Fashioned supersized.
Give me the double Whopper. So Anna knows nothing about that.
Right.
Michelle says about the Anna visit, quote, they were in his room most of the time. On New Year's Eve, they were getting ready to go out. Will was like, oh, maybe I should introduce you guys. You know, since we're going to be a throuple soon, maybe I should at least.
Yeah, since you're going to be fighting over bathroom time and my dick.
Both of those.
Tell you. Yeah.
And, quote, and she shook my hand and said her name was Anna. I said it was nice to meet her. She said she introduced herself as Anna. She shook my hand. She shook my husband's hand. That was the only time I ever laid eyes on her.
Wow.
Okay. So Anna goes back to Russia with a ring on her finger.
And a plan.
And a plan to return. Absolutely. Yeah. So they keep talking about over this. Now they're talking about, you know, Will is telling Michelle that Anna's going to come back.
Sure.
And this is how we'll incorporate her in our relationship this way. I'll call her this while we're having sex, and I'll call you that, and whatever, I don't know, whatever weird shit he was talking about. At one point, Michelle says, great, this is perfect. I'm going to leave my husband once Anna gets here, and the three of us and my two kids will all move in together.
Oh, boy. He's going to, the professor's going to lose his kids, too?
He's going to lose his kids while his wife goes to a throuple fuck house. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. So that's what she said. That's going to totally happen. It's going to be awesome. She said, I even have an apartment because my mother and sister are moving out of this apartment. It's going to be the perfect timing. We can all move right in. No problem. Hey, problem solved. God. Done.
Oh, boy.
He said, great. Sounds like a plan. Then, while Anna was there, Michelle said she got, quote, a little nosy.
Michelle did or Anna did?
Michelle did. Michelle did. And checked the messages on Will's phone just to see what he was talking about.
There you
including, she found one that was to Anna saying that Will wanted to marry Anna.
Oh.
So Michelle's like, hold on a minute here. That wasn't part of the plan. She's going to be our third. I'm not your third. That's not how this works.
You can only marry one.
Yeah, this is no. I'm bottom.
I'm the Highlander. Yeah.
Bottom bitch here. That's how this works. Yeah. So that's pretty wild. When confronted with this, he said that he didn't mean it. He said, I didn't mean it, but it was too late. He said that was before, and I didn't mean it because then it was too late to call off this holiday visit with Anna, so I figured I'd just let it play out and, make her think that everything was fine. It's all good, though. It's all good. So after Anna goes back to Russia, Michelle and Will continue their sexual relationship, obviously.
As you do.
But as one does. Then she found another message on his phone saying that Anna was coming back in March. Okay. Now he's got problems here. Okay. Now she's like, hold on, March, you said this, and there's, you said you two are going to move together in this message, but then I thought the three of us were going to move in together. What the fuck? And he's lying to everybody and it's starting to crack a little bit here. So, except for Anna, nothing's cracked with her. She thinks she has a dream come true here. She's happy as can be.
Poor Anna.
Yeah, no shit. So Michelle, once she heard Anna was coming back, because Anna's supposed to be back on like March 1st or some shit. So soon, March 1st, 2017. Once Michelle hears that, she says, quote, I was like, well, she's not staying here. She's not staying in my house.
Right. I'm not going to pay for this.
Not going to do that. So Will and Anna rent an apartment in Corvallis.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got this handled.
I'll rent an apartment. No worries.
I've been saving much money living here.
It's amazing. You know what? Thank you, because I don't even have to pay for food. It's awesome. It's great. Don't have to go out looking for women because I got you right here. It's just wonderful. So Will is working. Anna doesn't have a job because I don't think you can get a job when you first move here. There has to you have to be here
a work visa, and there's all kinds of
stuff. Because I know with the 90-day fiance thing, you have to wait for the 90 days to be up, and you have to be married, and then there's a application to do the work visa, and it can take like 6 months before you're allowed to get a job here, basically.
Right. There has to be a number assigned to the wages that you're making so that you can pay taxes on it. That's the way
exactly.
It works.
It takes a while to do that. So she would spend she had time on her own because Will's working and she's not, so she joined the gym, and, she's trying to incorporate herself into American life.
She's going full American.
Yeah, she's doing it all, man. Yeah, if she's got a Dutch Brothers in her hand, she's conquered it, really.
She's got a fucking one of those goddamn hydro flasks. She's got
totally. It's wild.
AirPods, for Christ's sake.
Absolutely. You know it while she's working out. Totally.
Yeah.
But Will, at this point, is now, so you figure now he's moved on. Yeah. He's he's in Corvallis with his girlfriend here, with his fiance who's got a ring on. No, he just splits nights. Sometimes he'll just not come home at night. That's because he's fucking Michelle.
Wow.
And then he'll just come home the next day and just be like, "Hi, I'm home," and that's that. So he just went back and forth, just back and forth at his own will of whatever. No pun intended.
Yeah, right.
For his own free will here, and Anna had no idea why he kept disappearing. And she said she would have to contact his friends to say, "Have you seen Will? Have you seen Will? Is Will with you? I can't find him."
I came here from Russia for this shit.
I'm a long way from home. There's text messages that say, "Do you know where he is? What's going on? Where is he going? What is going on with his time?" Which is a very Russian way to say that.
Yeah, it's a very not American way to say that.
Yeah. What is going on with his time? Country are you from? Are you an alien? What's going on? It's not the right way to use English. So Anna, but she knows more English than I know Russian, so good for her. Anna is asking people, "Do you know where Will is?" and all this type of shit. But Will is two different people. I mean, he's this guy, and then he's the Mr. Nice guy. You are the sun. You're my angel in the clouds that he wants you to believe in. So he also lied about a lot of other things. He was never in the Marines.
Oh.
Never stationed in Russia, never been to Russia because he's never been in the fucking armed forces, and he's just a guy who hangs out in Oregon.
What, do you see Rocky and root for fucking Drago?
Yeah, some people are obsessed with Russian shit. Steven Seagal, I mean, look at him. He's been obsessed with it for 50, 40 years, So, weird thing, never. So one of his best friends is completely a false. They're best friends because they talk about that, and it's on a completely false pretense. That's what I mean. So he will even lie to a guy. He'll even lie if it's not sex. He'll just lie to be what people want. He needs to be what people want. It's a fucking really creepy
sociopath. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes. He's mimicking. He figures out what you want, and mimics it. It's a weird, some kind of path there. So he. Wow, it's wild. So then Michelle said, quote, about Anna, quote, "Her and I friended each other on Facebook, and then I saw her wearing my wedding ring on Facebook." Because there's pictures on there.
Shit.
So Will had told Anna that this was his grandmother's and all that, like I said, and Anna had no idea that this wasn't Will's grandmother's fucking ring. So she, out of the blue, on March 22nd, Anna gets a Facebook message from Michelle about, quote, sharing Will.
Yikes.
Michelle says via Facebook, quote, "If we are going to continue to share him, ... So, holy shit. Now, Anna, at this point, she knows of Michelle as the crazy ex-girlfriend, quote unquote. Right. So she says, "Get out of our lives."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I have a fiance. Leave us alone.
What are you doing with your time?
She then says, "What are you doing with your time?" This, and it's not worth it. Anna then says, quote, "Stop being a bitch." That's her Facebook quote, which I love. That's awesome in a Facebook message. And then Michelle says, "I am happy to show you just how much of one I can be."
Oh.
So now the girls are getting mouthy. Quit being a bitch. You ain't seen a bitch yet, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like she's ready to throw down. So Michelle says she wasn't threatening her later on. I'm not threatening her. She says, quote, "No, just being mouthy." She said, I just meant that if you think I'm being bitchy now, like, just watch. That's her quote. You wait and see. You're wearing my wedding ring.
That's the fucking crazy part.
That's wild. So 3 days after this confrontation is the magical day. It's wedding day time. It's Anna and Will.
3 days before.
Before the wedding day, okay?
Oh, my God.
It's going to be beautiful, Jimmy, this wedding. I mean, you can't beat this wedding. It's going to be out on the beach. It's a beach wedding. Will's friends are coming. He's got an officiant all ready to go, and they're all going to meet down on the beach, and they're going to get married. She's going to have a beautiful American beach wedding. Can't do that in Moscow. You know what I mean?
Can't. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, you'd be wearing a parka. So this is much better for her.
Yeah.
So they head to the coast this day. Anna brings her wedding dress all the way from Russia. She brought this wedding dress. She carried it over whichever ocean you fly over that we're unsure of.
She may have flown over both.
Who knows? She carried it over here. She had a ring on that, she was proposed to. It's amazing. Will, on the way, says he needs to stop, though, at the Walmart on the way there to do what? To buy their wedding bands.
Oh.
So that's where I buy all my forever jewelry. Walmart.
Walmart jewelry.
Yeah, you could buy whatever, but your wedding band, go
Walmart
to
it is. Yeah.
go to fucking Jared or something. I don't know. Don't go to Walmart.
Find a fucking Weisfield, anything.
Yes. So he's going to go in and take care of that.
Yeah.
Okay. And he leaves Anna sitting in the parking lot in her wedding dress. Which, what blushing bride wouldn't want to spend a good portion of her wedding day in a rural Oregon Walmart parking lot? That's not the dream for anybody. I don't know what is.
Awaiting bands.
Awaiting fucking poor quality wedding bands. So while he's in Walmart shopping for a ring, unquote, unquote, he's on the phone with Michelle at the same time. And their discussion isn't, why are you getting married right now? This is messed up and you hurt me and my husband, blah, 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 blah. It's him and her discussing whether or not he's going to be over to see her that night. He's getting married and he's like, I might be over to see you later.
I'm going to leave her at a hotel somewhere.
How much fucking does this man need?
Right.
You're going to Anna's going to give.
You're probably getting laid tonight.
Plow the shit out of Anna.
Yeah.
What, you're going to have to leave and go bang this broad too? What's wrong with you?
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, but Jesus Christ, this is too much for. Put your penis away, sir. So that's what they were doing. They asked Michelle later, did you have any clue while he was in Walmart that he was, going to get married on the way there? And she said, not at all. No clue whatsoever.
No idea.
Didn't tell her that at all. Like, it's my wedding night, but I still think I can get out there to see you.
All right.
So they get out to the beach.
Beautiful.
I mean, this is going to be, imagine the sun's going to be setting behind them for the pictures. It can't get more beautiful.
That Oregon mist in the air.
It's going to be amazing,
Gorgeous.
Jimmy. But there's one problem.
What's that?
The officiant doesn't show up.
Oh.
No, the guy supposed to perform the ceremony doesn't show up. So he gets on the phone. He's walking around talking on the phone, and he hangs up the phone and he tells the witnesses, his friends, and Anna that the officiant's not going to be able to make it. He got sick. He got sick. He's very ill and he can't make it, and this sucks. He's very, very, very sorry about that, but he's very sorry. In actuality, he wasn't calling the officiant on the phone because he never booked any officiant. He didn't do anything. He just drove to the beach with his friends.
Nothing planned to do this. Yeah.
Nope. He actually walked away from them, and while he pretended to be very upset about an officiant being ill and his wedding day being delayed, he actually called a couple video game stores to ask about a couple. To ask what games in stock. Like, he was asking about games he wanted. Do you have this game? What's the release date of this game? Shit like that. He literally called GameStop to see what was up.
Wow.
With some video games. And then closed his phone, solemnly walked over to a chick in her wedding dress and said, the officiant can't make it. He's very ill. But good news is Black Ops will be out on October 3rd. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
Red Dead's coming in early.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, boy.
That's crazy. So he never arranged for an officiant. He never even got a marriage license, which would require both of them. But Anna's not from here. She doesn't know
She
that.
has
She
no
thought
idea.
you just
Yeah.
go and you watch movies. They say I do. You say I do. It's there you go. You're married.
Yeah, they never show that in When Harry Met Sally.
No.
They don't show any of that shit.
They don't show you sitting in a state office for a fucking hour. And when they go, number 43, and then you walk up there and go, that's us. And then you fill out paperwork, and then they stamp something and hand it to you and go, mail that in when you're done. And then you walk out on the height of romance. They don't show you that part.
Let's fuck.
Let's fuck now. So there isn't even any pictures of her in her wedding dress, except one.
Oh?
One picture of her in her wedding dress.
Sitting
and
in
it
the
is
passenger seat texting.
sitting in the passenger seat of his car on the McDonald's drive-through surveillance camera because they stopped for McDonald's on the way back.
That poor thing.
You can actually see her in her wedding dress in the front seat. And it's all puffy. It's just so sad to watch.
The worst wedding photo ever.
Oh, the worst. The fucking worst one ever. So a new date? They're going to get married again now? You're going to reset this up? Yeah, that's probably going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, he told Michelle, not according to Michelle didn't think so. Yeah. Michelle said, quote, he had made it apparent to me that she wasn't a good fit and that it wasn't going to work out.
Oh.
I guess, yeah. So she had said, okay, good. Michelle did. She said, good, I'm going to leave my husband then, and me and you will just try it, with the two of us. She said, I'm going to leave my husband. I'll even give you a date. And this is the date for you to have Anna gone too. She's gone. I'm away from my husband. April 19th, 2017. That's the day. That's the 15th, but sure, same
close.
shit. Pay your taxes and then we'll talk, and then we'll move in together. Well, that's why it's the 19th. They had to get taxes done first. I mean,
Get your taxes done. Me and these kids are moving in.
Yep. We're going to move in to that apartment I told you about, but without Anna this time.
Okay.
But with my two kids. So as the date grows close, he says, absolutely fucking deal. Done. April 19th. As the date approaches, Anna still doesn't seem packed up to go anywhere, really. Seems to be just kind of living.
Awfully comfortable in here.
Because she just bought something. She bought
a house plant, for Christ's sake.
That's, how long cacti live? Like a long time. She bought a turtle, dude. She's not leaving. These things are like 200. Come on. So she then realizes that. And she said, what the fuck? Meanwhile, he is continuing to push her. When are you leaving your husband? You're going to be out by the 19th? Are you leaving? What's up? Yeah. And she's like, well, what's up with Anna? You're not, what's happening with that shit? So she gave him till the 19th to, quote, choose me or her. That's what she said. Choose me or her. And he told her, quote, I will have this problem solved permanently by April 19th. Don't you worry. So Anna, though, she's talking about wedding dates to reschedule.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what about this date? I don't know about that, blah, blah, blah. They asked Michelle, did you give him, so that was an ultimatum. And she said, at one point I did. Yes, I told him he had to pick one. I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. I just didn't want her here.
Right.
And so, so they said, you did pressure him to choose? And Michelle said, I did. Yes. So, wow. This is the whole thing. You got to choose. It's all on. So that's the date. You're going to be done with your marriage. Michelle says she was supposed to be gone or whatever. He was supposed to leave her. And they said there was a lot of pressure put on, later on we find out, on Will from Michelle to get rid of Anna. Sure. A lot of back and forth, a lot of text messages, where this is later on, the prosecutor will say, quote, 1 minute it's like, clean out your stuff and get out. Don't have your shit in my house anymore. Michelle's texting Will. And then the next minute's, I love you, I want to be together, but we can't do that if she's here.
Okay.
So it's they're both being manipulative. That's all there is to it. So there's texts at one point, and they said at one point there's text between the two of you where you're pressuring him to choose, and at one point you told him to fix it. What did that mean?
Right.
She said, by the way, this interview of her is from 48 Hours. They did a thing on this. So they did a good coverage on this story. Michelle said, in the general sense, fix it in the sense that you would take care of it, not take care of it like take somebody out, like you would end the relationship, that you'd be done. That's right. And Will said, look, I tried to send Anna packing I keep telling her, but she won't go. She won't go. And he's her sponsor here. So he can't kick her out unless she wants to go back to Russia because he's responsible for her.
I'll get in trouble.
Well, he's financially responsible for her. Like, if something happens, he's the one. If you're a sponsor of somebody like that and they're just over here.
Your ward.
Yeah, you're financially responsible for them. They're like your kid at that point. If they go crash a car into something, you got to fucking pay for it.
Oh, shit.
People can sue you for that. So that's how it works. So Michelle said, God damn it, this chick won't ever get the hint. What the fuck? She keeps coming back. What's happening? So April 7th, 2017, there's a chick named Stevie Ray. That's a woman. It just makes me think of the giant black guy from the Harlem Heat tag team with Booker T and WCW. Yeah, I see the big black guy from wrestling, definitely.
I see incredible guitarist. That's what I see.
Totally see it. Huge, like a 6'7", 300-pound black guy with huge muscles. Instead, it's some chick who hangs out in the bar in Oregon. She said that she knew Will from the Peacock, and she said that Michelle had given Will an ultimatum saying, you got to choose. And he had told Stevie Ray, Will did, that, quote, he didn't know what to do because he loved them both. This is a mess, dude.
You're super involved and knee deep in one of them.
Fuck. Both, it seems like, somehow.
You can't be in love with one that has all that other baggage. You just can't.
It's so much. If you were to, now I don't know about love and feelings and all that kind of shit, but if you were to just take this from a scientific level and break it apart and go, what's a better situation for Will here? You go, Will, you got Anna. Just marry Anna.
What are you doing?
She seems like a nice girl. She likes you. You like her. What the fuck? Yeah. Cut this other lady off with her weird open marriage and her kids and everything else. It's too much for you. Too much.
He's knee deep in trying to be something he's not, though, too. Not just with either of them. Everywhere. His whole
he's
life
a Marine. He's this. He's that. He probably doesn't even like the Avengers.
Yeah. Hates Chris Pratt.
Hates him. So Stevie Ray said that on April 7th, she called Will because she was too shit-faced to drive home, and she asked Will for a ride home. She called him for a ride home. He picked her up at the bar, and Anna was in the car. So Stevie Ray also noticed that there was a hard, long gun case in the car as well, and some shotgun shells in the back seat.
Okay.
So she said that she had been introduced to Anna through Will, and they had struck up a friendship, actually, Stevie and Anna. Yeah. So Stevie Ray and Anna have been hanging out, and Ray said that Anna would call her on the phone, always from a number that showed up as a blocked ID on her caller ID, because I don't know why, but that's how she did. And even invited Stevie Ray to attend her bachelorette party, which would be on April 22nd. So she's making friends. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
April 9th here, 2017, Ryan Butler, who's a bouncer at the Peacock, said he hung out with Will sometimes, and they socialized and shit. He said he had that Will and Michelle on the night of April 9th in the bar had a heated argument in the middle of the bar.
Oh.
To the point where Butler, the bouncer, who's friends with both of them, had to come over and ask them to fucking chill out because customers were starting to get very uncomfortable and like wanting to leave because they were causing a commotion in the middle of the bar. So they're arguing. Then on April 15th, 2017, 4 days till the old ultimatum deadline here, Michelle was supposed to have dinner at Will's apartment. I don't know how the fuck that happens because Anna's there too, but we'll figure that out. About 8 o'clock p.m., though, Will tells Michelle that she can't come over, actually, because when he made this date with her, he had kicked Anna out and she left, but now she's back. Okay. So I'm sorry about that, but I'll take care of it. Don't worry, she'll be gone by the 19th, 4 days, okay? So then they have a big heated text argument over that. How dare you? You said she's gone, blah, blah, blah. Honey, you're my sun and my moon and my fucking stars, and I love you, and you fucking blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, get in the clouds. You're my angel. So they, by the way, Michelle and Will, during the relationship, exchanged more than 13,000 texts.
My God.
A lot. They said constant checking in every morning to make sure that he's woken up on time for work. She would wake him up with text messages.
Wow.
Yes. It said it didn't seem like there was an hour in the day where they weren't in communication with each other. Then it's April 16th, Easter Sunday. Okay. According to Michelle, Will told her that Anna was leaving April 15th, the Saturday, and that he would be packing his things up and would be at the Albany house by midnight that night.
Okay.
Because remember, she was supposed to come over for dinner, and Anna's back, but I'll get her the fuck out of here, and I'll be over by midnight in your house with your husband. Right. So, Jesus Christ, he never showed up.
Okay.
He doesn't show up. So Michelle drives by the house early Sunday morning, and his car was still parked outside, and so she assumed that he's in there with Anna, right? So he says then that day, quote, I will have this permanently fixed by 1800 hours tomorrow, because he's a Marine and all.
On some military time, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Marine and all.
By 6 p.m.
By 6 p.m., I will have this permanently fixed. That's what he tells her then. Okay. Don't you worry about it. So, yeah, he'll have it all handled on Easter Sunday by 6 o'clock. Michelle continued, even after that, to text and call Will, who eventually turned his phone off.
It's enough. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's what it was. So all these hours pass with no reply. Michelle hopes that Anna's getting kicked out of the house here. But by 2:06 a.m. when she drove by in Anna's car, or he's still there and the car's there, she leaves a voicemail and says, quote, I guess you made your choice. Okay. That's Michelle's voicemail to Will. Then at 3:10 a.m., she leaves another voicemail saying, quote, I'll let you be. Why? I just want to know why. I'll let you be, but I just want to know why. Those are two very different emotions you just said there.
Did she call back and say, I thought I heard the phone ring?
I think I just went to the bathroom. I thought I heard it ring like half a time and hang up, and I didn't know. Yeah. So the next morning here, Michelle, Easter Sunday, heads to her mother's house for Easter. Jamie Klotz is there as well for some reason. Yeah. Don't know why. Nowhere to go on Easter. Jamie said, quote, she said she spent the night ugly crying over Will and Anna. And even though I knew that what the probable answer was going to be, I still asked her, like, why? And she looks at me and goes, why do you think? And I said, because of Will? She said, yeah. So, yeah. So she ends up going to, I guess, her sister's house was where the family was gathering for dinner there. Mm-hmm. She eats dinner, Michelle does, and begins drinking heavily over the course of the day.
Yeah.
Just fucking tears in her eyes, makeup running down from yesterday, pounding the bottle.
On it. Yeah.
While Aunt Kathy looks on and goes, are you okay, sweetheart? We haven't seen you in a while.
You can't even walk.
Wow, sweet. Oh, my goodness, darling. So back at the apartment here, Will has another problem. His car insurance is about to be canceled.
Yeah.
They've been sending him notices, and if he doesn't have it paid by that night, on midnight, they're going to cancel his insurance. Right. So he calls him and he says, I know it lapses, but he said, quote, okay, can you guys hold off until the 21st so I can get you paid? And Progressive Insurance says, unfortunately, once it's pending cancellation for non-payment, we don't have the ability to move dates at all. And this one, so it'll be in effect canceled effectively at midnight tonight. So he's like, fuck, okay. So Will calls Michelle at about 4:30 p.m. on Easter. And that Michelle says, quote, this is what he said, quote, that he had been out on the coast and that he was on his way back and he almost hit a deer. And he ran off the road and had a flat tire and needed help. And she said he sounded shaky and sad and said he needed help changing a flat tire. What kind of a Marine needs help changing a flat tire? Give me a break. And
what Marine calls ladies to fix his shit for him?
Come on. Drunk ladies, mind you. So she agreed to drive out there and meet him, even though she's been drinking all day. And she said, and partly because, quote, I wanted to yell at him.
I got to get some shit off my chest.
I wanted to yell at him in person. That's fucking awesome.
I got something to say.
So she leaves Easter dinner.
Yeah.
Bounces out of there. And he's waiting for her at a local convenience store. Just kind of hanging out. Yeah. On the video at the convenience store, you can see him go to the cooler. He gets a Pepsi. He goes and gets a candy bar. And he gets a pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
So a little pick-me-up package here.
Yeah.
About an hour later, Michelle arrives, and she parks on the side of the store. She gets out of her Prius, and she says, quote, I asked him, what happened? Where have you been? And he told me that after we had talked, that after we had talked, they had gotten into an argument, and he said horrible, mean things to her, and that she had turned around and taken her suitcases and walked out.
Okay.
So Anna was gone. So he said he needed to go for a drive to the coast, and because it was an emotional thing, and then here he is. So he figured he was gone for good. So Michelle said that, cool, Michelle says that we'll get into my car and I'll drive you home and, whatever. So Michelle says, quote, we drove for a little bit. We pulled off and we were talking for a few. And then honestly, we ended up having sex in the front seat.
Wow.
Makeup sex in the front seat, she says. Holy shit. After that, she goes back to the family's Easter celebration and he goes on his way. He called her. She left Easter dinner to show up, fuck him in a car, and then leave.
He is risen.
Wow, that is rising like a motherfucker.
Indeed, yeah.
Holy shit. That's the story we should be telling people every year.
That's a much
it's
more
incredible.
Fucking amazing one.
It's like, I know it happened. It's on, we have, GPS and shit. So we can prove it in a court of law. So they went their separate ways, and she ends up, her Jamie Klotz will say, hey, Jamie Klotz. Jamie Klotz will say she came back. She was in a good mood. She was smiling. She was, she was happy. She looked a total 180 from what she looked like in the morning.
She looked like she had just been fucked. It was crazy.
It's weird. Like someone just fucked the sad out of her. So now Will heads home, but he has to make a few stops, though. First, he stops at an ATM where he makes a $200 withdrawal from Anna's bank account.
Oh.
Then he talks to some employees at the gas station who he knows, and he had told one of them that his girlfriend just left him, and he was crying, and she was hugging him.
Okay.
That he's very sad. Then he went to a second ATM, a Chase Bank, and withdraws $600 of Anna's money. Again.
Oh, so now he's got $800.
$800 here. So he just took that. That's about $930. Then he drives to another bank and deposits $160 of that cash into his bank account. Okay. Then, next thing, calls up Progressive Insurance.
You're not going to believe this, guys. Yeah. I got the cash.
He says, y'all should, this is the exact quote, y'all should have a card on file for me and I need to make a payment, please. And then once it was done, everything's fine. Yep, all taken care of. He said, thank you very much, ma'am. That was that. So
160?
160.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the bar, obviously.
Yeah.
Got to go to the bar. So several people there said that he seemed like he'd been going through a tough time emotionally. Lately, they've been talking to him, and he's had 2 women he's been trying to choose between. Several other people said, they talked to him, because all the bar people later on, they talked to him, and they said, he talks to us about everything, about his girls, about his life, his job. He has a big interest in guns, being a military man and all. Yeah. So he's a gun thing. One person said that he had gone shooting with Will on several occasions in the Alsea area, including at least one time when he had fired a shotgun out there. Another time they talk about how this person said that she knew him from the Peacock, where they're both regulars. She doesn't even work there. And she said they talked frequently about his relationships. And he said, quote, this is making me a little bit crazy, is what he used to always say.
I bet.
So this night, though, April 16th, from about 10:30, 11 o'clock, this customer said she saw him very intoxicated at the Peacock, so he was drinking. She said as they were smoking outside the bar, Will asked her if they could talk and then led her a short distance away from the entrance. Okay, want to have a private chat. She said, quote, he broke down crying. All right, quote, he was calling himself a piece of shit and a terrible person. I gave him a hug and he cried on my shoulder. I comforted him as best I could. After about 10 or 15 minutes, he pulled himself together, stood up, and walked away. Holy shit. Other people at the bar said he was kind of distraught, had tears in his eyes when he showed up at the bar. Yeah. He showed up crying at the bar.
Talking about, I'm a piece of shit.
I'm a piece of shit. Another guy.
I'll bet that's commonplace.
I'm a terrible person. Yeah. I'm a piece of shit. Such a terrible person.
It's Will's turn tonight.
Yep. Oh, look, it's Will tonight. Oh, man. Oh, you win $5. Okay, we got a pool. Yeah. Like squares, like the Super Bowl pool. So he's going to cry before 11 p.m. Okay, and it's Will. Wow, you win. Eric Pietragallo said he also saw Will that night. He said he knew both Will and Michelle from his job at the gas station and convenience store in Corvallis, where both Will and Michelle were regulars. He said that he came in so often, Will did, that Eric came to know his preferred brand of cigarettes and soda. He likes Pepsi, by the way, and he smokes American Spirit Blacks.
Oh, really?
That's what he's smoking out there.
The blacks, huh?
The blacks, yeah, that's what he's into. So
that's a gross one.
Creating really great retail experiences is tough, especially with multiple stores, teams of staff, fulfillment centers, separate workflows. It's a lot. But with Shopify Point of Sale, you can do it all without complexity. And let's face it, acquiring new customers is expensive. With Shopify POS, you can keep shoppers coming back with personalized experiences and first-party data that give marketing teams a competitive edge. In fact, it's proven, based on a report from EY, businesses on Shopify POS see real results, like 22% better total cost of ownership and benefits, equivalent to an 8.9% uplift in sales on average relative to the market set surveyed. Want more? Check out at shopify.com/Wondery. All lowercase, and learn how to create the best retail experiences without complexity. Shopify.com/Wondery.
February is the month of love, and we all deserve a little something special. Dime Beauty is having their annual Valentine's sale right now, where you can get 25% off everything with code VALENTINE. It's the perfect excuse to refresh your beauty routine or pick out a thoughtful gift. At Dime, clean is more than a standard. It's their promise. Dedicated to skin-conscious ingredients, they focus on creating beauty, skincare, body care, and fragrances that are safe, gentle, and free from harsh chemicals. With Dime, you can trust what you're putting on your skin every single day. If you're looking for the perfect nighttime anti-aging cream, their TBT cream is a must-try. It's packed with clean, age-defying ingredients that nourish and hydrate your skin while you sleep. But don't just take my word for it. Over 3,000 five-star reviews speak for themselves. Whether it's skincare, fragrance, or a little bit of both, Dime has something for everyone. Visit DimeBeautyCO.com and use code VALENTINE for 25% off right now during their Valentine's Day sale. Grab your favorites before it's over. DimeBeautyCO.com.
That night, everybody said he didn't appear to be doing that well. Pietragallo said he came out of the store looking kind of somber, and I asked him what was wrong. He gave me a long hug and said he loved me.
What's wrong?
Okay.
Oh,
Jesus, bro. Wow. So April 17th, Monday morning, day after Easter. We'll talk about this here. There is a caretaker for a large property near these logging areas, these logging roads, that happened to be out walking his dog that day in the woods, and he comes across a horrible scene. He comes across what he believes is the body of a young lady, but with the back of her head completely kind of blown off.
What the shit?
Gone. Not looking good here. So he freaks out, obviously calls the cops. The police department here, the lieutenant says the caller was walking on this road on a day and in a time and place that he really should have never been, which I don't know what that means. Makes it sound like it's his fault.
Right.
Monday morning, walking his dog. I mean, what's wrong here? So we were very, very lucky to find this body. If it would have been, any more time, we might never have found her. So they don't release anything in the public. They just say there's a person we found, a young woman. They don't release the name of it, but they find Anna out here in the woods here. So it is the prosecutor will say this is outside of Corvallis, quite a ways out in the Alsea area, and up a remote logging road. So you'd have to know this is here,
Right.
We'll get into that. They said her body was discovered by the caretaker. They said Anna was discarded in this landing with other trash, is what they said. They just thrown away. So one of the prosecutors said both prosecutors come to the scene. They call the prosecutors to the scene so they could see the scene and what it is. One of them says, he and I, meaning the other prosecutor, were both on the scene to take a look for ourselves. That's so important in a prosecutor's role that you understand the scene, not just from photos, but having been there. And the other prosecutor said not too many people are going to be up in this area, so frankly, the fact that the body was discovered as quickly as it was pretty extraordinary.
Sure.
She could have been up there for 5 years before somebody found her, and they happened to find her like 12 hours after she died, which is remarkable. She is found shotgun blast to the back of the head, just discarded. They said around her was fast food bags, cigarette packs, candy wrappers, all sorts of shit like that. Yeah, and they said at one point, quote, we didn't know what was evidence and what's not, because that could either be a huge evidence in the case or it could be just trash that gets...
Right.
Maybe wind blows things to this little spot. Who the fuck knows? And then they get caught in the grass. We have no idea.
Or somebody backed up their pickup truck with the bed open, and then he left her there.
Then he left her there. Right. We have no idea. So what's Will doing during this time?
Crying.
Well, he's trying to find Anna, too.
Oh, is he?
Apparently, he's sending Anna text messages over and over. Where are you? What the fuck? Why don't you talk to me? I know I kicked you out and you left, but you should at least let me know where you are. And at one point, he said, just let me know you're safe, is the last one he sent to her. So then it gets even weirder somehow. Think it can't get more strange? Will then goes home and starts down quite a strange rabbit hole here. He starts researching time travel.
What?
He starts researching how to time travel. Literally.
Backward or forward?
Go back in time to, quote, fix something.
Oh, well.
Okay. This is
man
from a...
really does love Guardians of the Galaxy.
He has lost his fucking mind. He said, this is the detective Chris Dale says, he's researching time travel. He's saved screenshots of web pages that show you how to do a particular spell to travel back in time.
Oh, he's mixing Guardians of the Galaxy and Harry Potter together.
And fucking crazy internet corner conspiracy lunacy at the same time.
What the fuck, Will?
They said, and we also see communication through WhatsApp in which he's trying to ask for help from just people on WhatsApp of how to travel back in time.
Have any of you have a flux capacitor?
Anybody here own a DeLorean? Please. Anybody here know a scientist with white spiky hair? Because I could use one.
I'll settle for a long-haired dog named Einstein.
Oh, witch's brew something. I don't care. I'll get you Eye of Newt, whatever you need. He said that he needs to go back in time. He said that he wanted to correct a horrible mistake that his best friend made.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Christopher Dale, the guy who found all this shit. Oh, God, digital forensics is his specialty. He said that also an examination of Will's phone, that they found messages between Will and the two women, and obviously Anna and Michelle. And they also said that Hargrove had messaged a different person on WhatsApp even a day after this, asking more information about time travel. Quote, I need to learn about time travel. I need to correct a horrible mistake. This is amazing.
Find the information.
Wow.
I'm desperate.
No, we say the dismount is the funny. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what we do here. So then in another message.
What's better, James? A couple of people putting somebody in a barrel and then filling it with concrete and then realizing, oh my God, it's too heavy to move.
That's pretty fun. I like
murder
that
and then, holy shit, how do I travel back in time?
Well, it would be funny if the people who filled the thing with concrete actually said, how do I travel back in time to take this concrete out? That would have been even better. That would have been the double stupid.
How do I travel back before we added the water?
Oh, man. Yeah, just then. When it's still powder, I'm good. I can make it work. He had another message.
Yeah.
He had another message who said that he needed to fix something with the women. He wrote women instead of woman, who should be my wife, and said that if you could help him, he doesn't have any money to pay you if you know time travel, but he does offer you his soul.
Oh.
So he knows you can. He's heard you can sell your soul to the devil. Maybe you can just sell your soul to some dude on WhatsApp who knows how to time travel. I don't know what kind of contract gets drawn up there, but something, right? What the fuck is going on? What's happening right now?
Where's Soul Visa? I got to get the numbers to get.
Yeah,
to you.
I gotta. Do you have your Soul American Express? Because we need to get the number off of that. Do you have your Master Soul? So he's gonna pay with his soul.
Capit Soul 1.
Capit Soul 1. That's the best. Holy shit!
This is unbelievable.
This
It's so
is
dumb.
crazy. So then he sends another message to somebody else.
Yeah.
Quote, April 16th, my best friend made a mistake. Okay. I want to go back and stop the situation from arising.
Yeah.
Another message said that he desired to go back to, because now someone said, maybe I can help you. What are you trying to do here? What are you trying to accomplish? He said that he'd really, really love it, if possible, to go back to April 16th, about 11:30 a.m., and just stay home and stop the whole thing from playing out like it did. He said that he was just desperate to do this, anyone that could possibly help him. Then there's more messages they find where he said that he told a friend that he was spending money he shouldn't be spending on things like cigars, and that was to distract himself from a chest pain he was having.
Oh.
His friend responded by, and this isn't right either, not saying you should go to the doctor or even this is my doctor's number, he's good at this. He offered him some blood pressure medication. You don't know if that's the problem. You're not a doctor. You can't just take blood pressure medication that doesn't belong to you, and you don't know if you have an issue with that.
Maybe you need some blood thinners.
What the fuck is that about? Holy balls. This is terrible going on up here.
The internet diagnosing. This is worse than WebMD, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your friend. Want some blood pressure medication?
There's a difference between diagnosing and fucking treating.
Yeah. Well, it's the one thing if you're like, I've just been freaking out, I'm having panic attacks, and I have all this stress because this is all going on. I'm in the middle of moving, and my fucking mother just died and all this, and someone goes, let me give you a Xanax, dude. You need to chill out. That would be one thing. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, I'll take it tonight and I'll get some sleep. Yeah. This is, you want some blood pressure medication? No. You could pass out if that's not your medication.
Blood pressure medication either lowers or raises it, I imagine. It could do either, I'm sure.
Who knows?
What if you gave me the opposite, you dumb shit?
What if pressure isn't the issue here? That's the problem. He said, quote, nothing physically wrong, unfortunately. That's what Will responded with. Like, it's not a physical problem. It's anxiety. So
I mean, it's physical if you mean that you need somebody to be animated and they're not.
That's a physical problem.
That's the physical part.
So what does he do now? No one will help him time travel. It's been 2 days. He can't figure it out. So that's a problem. He's got all these issues now. He doesn't want the blood pressure medication. What will calm him down? Well, he goes to Walmart to shop for Star Wars Lego sets. And buys candy and cigarettes, too. But
of course he does. Can I get a Pepsi, a Snickers, and some American Spirit Blacks to go with this fucking
Star Wars Lego sets he gets? I need an at right now. Bad. Like, what the fuck is happening?
So dumb.
So, now, Wednesday, April 19th, investigators they're looking through all the garbage. They're looking for Anna's body, looking through all this shit. And they find trash found next to her body. In that is a KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, receipt from 3 days earlier, from the 16th, which would be, they don't know if this is when she was disappeared, but she's thinking it was they had to find her within that time period. So they said it was from 3 days earlier with a timestamp that was very important. So they said, this is the lieutenant. There was no name on the receipt. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's not like they're going to put your fucking name on it like you ordered a car. It's you ordered a fucking 3-piece meal. Relax.
They know there's shame in this. They don't want to. This isn't like Starbucks.
You don't write that down. This is like an impotence clinic or something. Like, we're going to do this like in the 40s, you know?
Yeah. Don't shout that I have herpes. Jesus.
Yeah, come on, Jesus. So they said, quote, KFC told us that there was actually a car that pulled up on Friday, and there was 2 purchases made from the car.
Oh.
So they had to put their KFC order on separate. Can we have that on separate? Are you kidding me? No, I would have said. One car, pool your fucking money and figure it out. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Jesus Christ.
Scumbag.
They said there was one made with a debit card that came back to a Kevin Thomas, which is Will's friend, very good friend, and another purchase that was made with cash. They said they only had one name to work with, so they went to Kevin Thomas's house in Corvallis. So they said, we're trying to put some pieces together for our case. Some garbage was found. We think that maybe something you bought last week from KFC. He says, okay. Like,
oh, boy.
What? Weird. Yeah. So they said, do you know about that? And he said, I mean, yeah, me and my brother go to KFC. And the cop says, go to KFC? Yeah. And he says, yeah, go to KFC on Fridays. And they said, well, what's your brother's name, Kevin? And he said, Will Hargrove. It's not his real brother. They call each other brothers. That's his military friend.
Oh.
Brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they talked to Kevin here at the sheriff's office where he offers a couple other things. He said, they said, well, what's your interactions been with Will lately? And he said, we're usual KFC. We hang out, we talk, we do that. He borrowed a shotgun from me a couple weeks ago. Remember when Stevie Ray saw a long gun case with shotgun shells in the back seat? That was after he had borrowed this. He goes, he asked, he borrowed a shotgun, and they said, did he say why he wanted to borrow it? And Kevin said, just that he was going to go up and do some shooting in the woods and just kind of blow off some steam. Okay. So they said, well, when did he give it back? And he said he hasn't got it. He never gave it back to me. I'm waiting still. He never hasn't done that. So they said, okay. So they go right to Michelle's house where Will is staying.
Yeah.
And they knock on the door, and Will answers it.
Yeah.
Hi,
hello?
How are you? Hello?
Yeah.
So they interview Will 4 p.m. at Michelle's house. I'd love to know where the husband is right now. I'd love to know where Raleigh is sitting inside like in a fucking recliner with his legs crossed, just shaking his head going, whore, screaming once in a while. This is your fault. Yeah. Screaming.
Open marriage, huh?
Open marriage. Need some love, huh? Emotional support. Your ass. So Lieutenant says, we're here following up on a case that we're working, and your name we come across your name, and we want to talk to you. Will says, okay. Yeah. So they introduce themselves, and they start by bullshitting about, you used to work at the Peacock, you're a bouncer, and now you work at Lassen Chevrolet and Toyota. Okay, that's good. Rapport building is what they're doing. That's what that's called. So they're doing that. They're asking them about, what about your whereabouts of this weekend? Where were you? They didn't say, we found a dead body with half a head missing. What's up with that? They just said, what you doing this weekend? Blah, blah, blah. He said, well, Friday, me and Kevin Thomas went to KFC for their regular weekly fried chicken dinner.
Yeah, band of brothers.
Just band of brothers through the drive-thru. That's how we do it,
They storm the beaches of Normandy, and they eat KFC together.
KFC. They storm the drive-thru of KFC every Friday. He said that he spent Saturday playing video games with the Thomas guy, his brother, there, and then spent the evening riding around with Michelle as she picked up fares in her taxi. Then on Sunday, he said that he and Michelle drove out to Alsea together in his Nissan Xterra and got it on in the back seat. Yeah. Now, she had told them front seat, but this is back seat.
He says back seat, yeah.
He says back seat. Now, he, by the way, lied here, telling them that he and Michelle drove up together on Easter Sunday when they met there, obviously. Yeah. He said, drove to Alsea, stopped at the little market there, picked up a pack of cigarettes, and drove back. That was my day, man. Just chilling. Okay. And so the lieutenant said, did you dump some trash when you were there by any chance? And he said, yeah, you know what? I did. He said, on the side of the building, on the side of the general store, I threw some garbage away. Yep. He said, but that trash, I just left it on the side there. Yeah, it could have been a KFC receipt. I don't know, but I left it on the side of the building, so I don't know anything. They said, you want to do us a favor? Come down to the sheriff's office for a minute. We can talk to you down there. Have a little more room. Not have Raleigh staring laser beams into the side of your head, because that's been getting uncomfortable.
And then these kids saying, why is mommy's special friend in trouble?
Yeah. Why is Uncle special friend in trouble? Why is Uncle Master in trouble? Why do you call him that? I don't know. We just hear Mommy yelling at that from the room with the door closed. We thought that was his name, Uncle Master.
Yeah.
So while he said, sure, of course I'll come down to the sheriff's office. While he's getting, let me just grab a couple of things. While he's getting ready to leave, he texts Michelle and just says, quote, picked you up at your mom's, drove to Alsea General Store and drove back.
Uh-oh.
Here's my story. We're
Idiot.
sticking to this, right? He doesn't think they know, like, phone stuff. Like, they can get, like, is he fucking, he doesn't know Portland is also in Maine. He has no idea that the cops in 2017, this isn't 98 where they're like, they can pull my cell phone records. This is 2017.
Right. I can just delete it and it goes away.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? So at the police station, this is ridiculous. At the police station, the detectives continue to ask about the garbage. He says that he continued to say he left it at the store. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Eventually, one of the detectives tells him that the garbage was not found where he said he left it.
Yeah.
And he said, I had nothing to do with it then because that's where I left it. That's Will's response. So then they go to Anna and they go, what do you know about Anna? What do you know about her?
Yeah.
Anything? And he says, quote, almost nothing.
Almost?
Almost nothing. They said, well, how'd you guys meet? And he said, I met her in downtown Corvallis.
Oh, you didn't.
His name is on federal paperwork. Does he not think that cops investigate dead people at all?
He thinks whatever he says, they're just going to go, oh, okay, and jot that down.
Because that's what chicks believe.
Right.
Chicks believe him and they fuck him. So I don't know if he thinks, but cops actually check up on the shit you say. Unlike some lady you met on the internet who might not know that they need to check up on you, cops will go, okay, they take everything you say and they go check it to make sure it's true.
Run it against records.
And they know for a fact that they didn't meet in downtown Corvallis because she is not from here. She
would not have been there ever.
But they get him a little further. The cop just goes, just walking around, you met her? And he said, yeah. Just walking around. He said, yeah. He played down the relationship, was act like it was no big deal. He said, quote, we went on like 2 dates and decided, I told her it wasn't going to be anything more than that and that I was happy to keep hanging out with her, but that's all it was going to be. Like, it wasn't going to be a serious relationship. I'll plow her and everything, but it's not a serious relationship. He even called her psychotic at one point.
Wow.
She just got a little psychotic on me, and, I don't want to do that.
It's called Russian.
She got a little Russian on me, You know how it goes. So they said, okay, how long ago was that? And he said, last time I saw her was middle of March, is what he said.
Wow.
Haven't seen her since middle of March. Meanwhile,
there are text messages.
To get text messages and wedding dresses and all this type of shit. So
idiot.
The lieutenant goes, middle of March, huh? And he goes, yeah, we cut it off because she decided to put on Facebook that we were engaged.
Oh.
In case you go back on Facebook and see that she says she's engaged to me, that's why. The only thing he thinks they might check is Facebook. Not phone records, not, immigration status, WhatsApp, none of that stuff. Just Facebook. That's all they have access to, cops.
Why is there a dead immigrant in the woods?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Beats me,
nothing.
bro. Good question.
Haven't seen her in about 6 weeks.
You know what? Good question. If you guys figure it out, let me know because I'm curious. Thank you. I'll be going now. So the detective said, she posted that? And he said, yeah. And the detective said, after 2 dates? Because he said he only went out twice. And Will goes, oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I said I fucked that one up. Wow, yeah, I guess she would be psychotic if she was, when are you going to marry me after 2 dates? Yeah, that would be considered pretty psychotic.
That's crazy.
Otherwise, it's reasonable. Yeah. If you brought her here after giving her a ring and told her, I'm going to marry you so you can be a citizen and all this shit, that's maybe a little more reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
So then, oh, yeah. And then he says, quote, and it brought hell down upon me.
Uh-huh.
Now he's turned into a cowboy all of a sudden. It brought hell down upon me. So I don't know why he turned
Wyatt
into...
Earp showed up and everything. It was crazy.
It's fucking wild. So the detective said, from who? Mm-hmm. And he said, from Michelle and Michelle's family. So they asked him about the shotgun he borrowed, and he said he borrowed the gun to clean it for him. Not to go shooting. He just wanted to clean it for his friend because he's that kind of guy.
You got any guns around here? I suspect these filthy.
Phil, I'll clean your gun for it. Then they said, well, have you returned it? And he goes, I returned it weeks ago. Meanwhile, they didn't know that before talking to him, they had talked to his friend, and they know this is a lie. They have no idea.
Dumb.
He's so dumb. He just goes into lie. He's thinking, I'll talk to him before they talk to him, and I'll tell him to. Wow, is he trying to plug holes quickly here?
He's
it's
a leaky sailboat at this moment.
Whoa, man. He So they said that he found, they said, okay, well, during a search, we found a gun in your Xterra. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And, they said that. And they said, so Will, he's holding the shotgun, and he goes, so your trash was found where somebody was killed.
Uh-oh.
Will said, I'm sorry, what? I don't know what you're talking about here. And the guy goes, okay, that's what we're talking about here. Like, someone's dead. I'm holding a gun we found in your car, and your trash was found by the pile.
By the body.
By the body, and in a pile next to the body is what I meant to say. Not that the body's a pile. So that's a pile of body right there. So this is fucking wild. So he says, that's what we're talking about here. And Will said, you guys are looking at me for this? Yeah. And the detective said, your trash, like my partner said, was found there. Your stuff was found at the scene where somebody died. And the other detective said, yeah. And Will said, I don't know, because that's not where I left it. I mean...
He's stuck in a loop of like, oh my God, I can't get out of this.
It's not where I left it, bro. I don't know. So then the detective says, okay, talking to you, there's a lot of inconsistencies with your story about what happened. Will interrupts him and says, no offense, guys, you've been really kind and I like you and I don't mind that, but the moment that you say somebody was killed out there and then no, just no. If you guys are looking at me for this, I want a lawyer.
Okay.
So they say, okay, William Hargrove, need you to stand up, put your hands behind your back because you're under arrest for murder, shithead. Yes. And fucking arrest. They literally say that in arrest. Not shithead, but the rest of it.
We'll get you a lawyer. Don't worry about it.
No
You're
problem.
going to be in a cell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're going to call him from is fucking in here. So you're going to do it with fucking fingerprint ink on your hands.
You know how you get that one phone call? Call that guy.
Call that guy. So they also interview Michelle, and she said that, she met Will in Alsea in her own vehicle on Sunday. That's whatever. She said that also she gave him the ultimatum about getting rid of Anna. Right. So they're like, why would he want to get rid of her? And she's like, might be because I told him to.
Maybe because I accidentally told him to murder somebody.
Yeah. Her stories don't match up either, by the way. This is a problem. Yeah. After she's arrested, Michelle's brought in for questioning about what she was doing Easter Sunday. And she said, can you tell me what this is about? And the police here say that Will had texted her to say that they'd driven out to Alsea together. And the detective said, and he picked you up at your mom's house at that time? And she said he did, which is a lie. She's lying for him.
Michelle.
And they said, okay. And then she admitted it and said, well, that's a little bit of a lie. She admits
a lot of it.
A lot of a lie. He called me. He was going to pick me up, and then he didn't. And so she said, honestly, I wasn't thinking. I don't have a good answer for why I lied, is what she said later. So they said, I want you to know right now that Will's under arrest for murder. And she says, okay.
Well, that's good. Not me. Just him.
Just him. They said she didn't seem at all surprised when they told her he'd just been arrested for killing Anna. She literally, it's on video. She went, okay. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Like, Will just got in a little fender bender, but he's okay. Oh,
right.
Okay, good. Like, that's what it was. Because she knows, apparently, according to what they think anyway, allegedly. So the officer said, how are you not extremely upset right now?
Yeah.
And she said, I
was just about to be.
Yeah, I was getting there. It takes me a minute. And the lieutenant said, to know the person that you were romantically involved with, and she cuts him off and said, I am very upset right now.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah. I am very upset right now. Again, she says that twice, which when people say things twice, that means they're lying. In an interrogation, when they repeat themselves, it usually means they're lying. I don't understand how that can be a person that I have spent the last year and a half with. She said later on that she was numb and it didn't make sense. Now, evidence he's lying. Okay, he tells her 2 dates. They have a lease with their names on it together that they sign. They live together. I mean, they find that.
Invested, yeah.
This is all evidence they need for court, Right. So they also find visa documents belonging that were found not only in his vehicle there, but also a video of Hargrove setting up a cell phone for her at a T-Mobile store that he was buying for her, as a matter of fact, as well. His friend Kevin's shotgun, like we said, had been removed from the vehicle. Will's fingerprints are on the shotgun, which is no surprise. He said he borrowed it. Yeah. Michelle's DNA is nowhere on the shotgun. That's important later. Her fingerprints are not on the gun either. So they piece together all this shit. They track video camera surveillance, his drive, cell phone tower pings, all this type of shit, GPS. And they said, quote, "We see that Will's car that's distinct for various reasons traveling along a certain path." And it gave us a location as well as time frames. The GPS tracking gave them that Will's phone pinging from the murder site from 4:35 to 4:48 that afternoon.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good, that's bad. They said that the reason it pinged is because they believed that he had called Michelle at that point. And Michelle was at her mother's house doing that. They said, we don't have any forensic data or information that was left at the crime scene to suggest that Michelle was at the scene that day there. But they also said, that surveillance video of him shopping in the store, getting cigarettes and a candy bar, the convenience store, waiting for Michelle, they said toward the top of his bald head, you can see what appears to be smaller black dots.
Oh.
And they think it's possibly blood spatter.
Okay.
The prosecutor says, we can't tell you if it was blood. We can't tell you what it was, but we can tell you it was there before he met Michelle. Subsequent photo comparison afterwards shows that these spots weren't moles. They were gone.
Oh.
So it was either mud or blood. So then the truck, they said photos of the Xterra show that it was splattered with mud on the outside, littered with empty energy drink cans, soda bottles, and other items on the inside. The one detective said it was pretty dirty inside, or I guess I should say cluttered. They found the gun, the case containing a Model 88 Mossberg Maverick shotgun, as well as a number of spent and unspent shotgun shells. So there's that. They also found a purchase agreement for the SUV signed by Will and co-signed by Michelle, by the way, as well as a wallet containing Will's driver's license, bank card, Social Security card, a pair of Walmart receipts, $68 in cash, his passport, 2 credit cards in the name of Anna Repkina, and a bank receipt, some Russian currency, a pack of cigarettes that appeared to have Russian writing on it, and a picture of a man and a woman with what appeared to be Russian writing on the back. Anna's shit.
Yep.
Anna's shit. So miscellaneous things that they also found in the vehicle are...
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. A cell phone, a machete, a tarp, some parachute cord, a utility shovel. These are all things you might have in a sport utility vehicle.
Yeah.
Possibly. Also, some things you might not have in your sport utility murder kit. A pair of Star Wars pajamas that he just bought.
What?
And a Star Wars Lego kit. He went then and bought Star Wars Lego kits and Star Wars fucking jammy jams.
Post-murder.
What would make me feel better? Jammy jams. And to put together a giant R2-D2.
I want to go back. Listen, when I go back in time, it might get fucked up and I might be 12. I need to bring 12-year-old things.
What if I go back too far? Holy shit. They also collected a Progressive Insurance snapshot vehicle data recorder, which had been disconnected, and some hair and fiber evidence. Several stains were found inside the vehicle. None tested positive for blood. I bet there was other stains in there because they were fucking in that car. So, one more thing they found here was the receipt from their wedding day, a receipt from McDonald's in Newport, Oregon, dated November 25th of 2017. That was Anna's wedding day. That didn't
Gross.
happen. It was the one that should have happened but didn't happen.
Anna's mom. That's how they got the snapshot of her in the wedding dress.
That's it. It was at the McDonald's drive-thru. Anna's mom, this is how she finds out about it. She said she thought her daughter was rushing into things. She didn't want her to go. She said she thought to suspect things were off after her daughter moved because whenever her mom would try to probe deeper into how her life was going, Anna would say her phone was dying and end the call.
Oh.
Low battery. So she also said she realized something was wrong because Anna stopped replying to messages on that Sunday. And she realized, so she started searching for information online and saw one of her daughter's friends had posted an article about a guy in Oregon being arrested for murdering a Russian woman, an unnamed at this point Russian woman. That's why they waited, because they had to talk to the next of kin, which was the mother, and they didn't know how to fucking even find her. So they said with the help of a family member who spoke English, she called the Corvallis Police Department and learned it was her daughter, and then they released the name to the public. That's how she found out, though.
She hunted them down by stumbling on a Russian girl dead and thinking that could be my daughter. That's so
Could
fucked.
be her. In Oregon, that's where how many Russian girls are, who knows. So they indict Will in July of 2018. It takes them to indict him, which is crazy. That's wild. They indict him on murder charges, also charges of stealing identification documents, 2 misdemeanor counts of second-degree theft, identity theft, and the misdemeanor theft is $805.50 in cash because those fees count too.
Right. Oh, yeah, they do.
I think those are fucking free.
You're getting those ATM fees hammered into the... that might put you over whatever the cap is. And
it could kick you over somewhere, right?
Might raise your fucking sentence based on those fees.
No shit. He pleads not guilty, held without bail. Okay. So his defense is that Michelle did it.
Really?
And that he's very upset that Michelle did it, as a matter of fact. He's upset. Because they said in his defense says accurately that in Michelle's first interview, she told police that they had driven out together, but later they admitted they went separately. She said she was initially confused in police questioning and didn't know what was going on or didn't fully understand the seriousness of the situation. She also denied that she was lying for Will, saying she had no idea what his message even meant.
Oh.
Okay. The defense is going to make a big motion to suppress a whole bunch of shit. They said that anything he said during the interrogation, they believe he's not properly advised of his Miranda warnings at the appropriate time during his interrogation. So none of that should be used. And law enforcement officials conducted improper searches, man. Improper.
Oh?
Yeah. They said that, oh, boy, it shows the police accessed his phone without a warrant, but they don't make clear what the evidence is that they didn't have a warrant. They also argue that an affidavit filed by a detective does not establish sufficient probable cause for initial search warrants in this case. Okay. That's a tough one when they found shit, though. That's a hard one. So it states that since probable cause was not established for the search, they are unconstitutional, and all search warrants based on the evidence gathered through those initial searches are also invalid and unconstitutional, and every drop of evidence you have against my client belongs right here in this wastebasket, because that's what it is, garbage.
Okay, and what did the judge say?
They said the motion argues search warrants in the case were so broad, blah, blah, blah. The judge says, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? It's in.
We got
a
receipt.
Some scope, but that's it.
We got a receipt nailing him to the scene. That's probable cause, isn't it?
I would hope so, but
no. I've got a dead body there. He knows her. He's her fucking guardian, more or less.
I don't know. I'm not sure here. I'm not positive. I don't think so.
Shouldn't you be able to search somebody's phone with that information?
I would imagine so. I would imagine if someone's dead in a mysterious way and you were with them at any time that day, they probably should search your phone. I would think, So they said if the person committed a crime, why should we be looking back at how law enforcement got to the arrest? The problem is that we don't carefully review and challenge law enforcement activity, and then everyone's rights are eroded. That's true, but in this case, this isn't the fucking hill to die on. You're in the wrong place.
The guy has Star Wars pajamas.
Yeah, he's got jammies, man. So the trial comes around, and they said that, just like on the failed wedding night, they said that they left in the apartment and they never returned. The prosecutor says he goes into detail about all the evidence that points to him, including a Dutch Brothers cup. Oh, my God.
They really got a Dutch Brothers.
She was American. Yeah. Holy shit. I'd never, for some reason, putting that in here, I didn't notice that.
Hope it was a Bob Marley.
Yeah, a fast food receipt and other garbage found at the crime scene, cell phone tower pings, murder weapon with his fingerprint on it that's inside of his car and nobody else's, dark spots on his head on the video. There's a lot, I would say, here. Unspent shell, several articles of clothing with blood on them as well.
Oh, that's
another
good.
thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So they said as time passed, their theory is that financial pressures of supporting his double life with Michelle and Anna began to take a toll on his income as an oil change technician. They said that Michelle had financially supported him by giving him a room free to rent in her house and co-signing on his loan, and continued to pressure him to end his relationship. They said by mid-April, Will was worried about his car getting repossessed, worried about his car insurance, worried about all this. He shows slides. The prosecutor showed slides of text messages, conversations.
Yeah.
On April 15th, they argued about deadlines.
Oh.
Michelle and Will, of deadlines of when they're going to be out of their relationships. Michelle was supposed to end her marriage to her husband, and Hargrove was supposed to, quote, get rid of Repkina. Also showed business security photos, all the shit we just explained. They said it's the state's contention that the evidence is conclusive that he committed the crime. Defense attorney says, no. The cops were fixated on my client, and Michelle was jealous of Anna, so she had a lot of motivation to do this. She said the evidence will show that Will and Anna were in a romantic relationship and that all his communications with Michelle were an attempt to placate her. He said, quote, that Will had, quote, nothing but love for Repkina. That's the way that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they argued that Michelle was the one drinking at a family event and then drove off in a, all drunk to over here. Well, that's where she killed Anna, is what the defense says. They said that Michelle told Will that she has family connections to the Gypsy Jokers biker gang, and that could be used to intimidate him into being silent about her killing Anna.
Okay.
Yeah. So the defense also said that Will had Anna's permission to use her money. So that's bullshit. They said he took it out of the bank because he was planning to use it to flee the area to get away from Michelle.
Oh, he was going to save her.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
To get away from her because she's so crazy. He said that
Gypsy Gypsums.
Well, the Gypsy Jokers, has all of that shit. He said that his client could run, client could run when he was confronted by police, but he didn't. He said his client was interviewed, and under stress, he made a bad decision to lie.
Yeah.
He said, quote, he lied badly, but Michelle Chavez also lied badly. That's right. They said also they found, this is interesting, they made statements in which a friend alludes to a code for killing someone. They said, and then the defense attorney said, you're going to find that she's hiding something about Michelle. And he says, be curious and be skeptical when you hear the evidence against my client. Okay. So anyway, yeah, they talk about the search of the car. That's part of it, all the evidence. And we found fucking shells. We found shovels. We found pajamas. We found
a code of 187.
Russian shit. Yeah, we just found a whole Xterra full of it. Now, Michelle here, they said that, they took Michelle up to the location and had a conversation with Anna, and his contention is, this is what the defense says, because he won't testify, Will. The defense says that they all went up to this location to have a conversation, and that Michelle took the gun from him and shot Anna with it.
Problem. Go on.
Huge. They said a few pieces of evidence here. They said Michelle mysteriously ended up in possession of Anna's phone. Oh. Michelle ended up with Anna's phone. Okay. Michelle just blamed Will on it. Michelle said, quote, I didn't realize it was hers. He had given it to me, I guess, the night before he got arrested. So they said Michelle's own cell phone records showed that a month before Anna's body was found, Michelle visited that exact spot on the logging road. She knew where it fucking was.
Oh, boy.
Michelle claims that's only because Will brought her there, but she could have been, but the defense says maybe she was scouting a location for this murder. Or maybe that's where Will goes to do shit. To do dirt, to
or
fuck,
maybe,
to
maybe
kill,
Will was scouting an area and just happened to have her along, oblivious.
Or she's in on it with him.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. This doesn't have to be all one or all the other.
Right.
He could have fucked up, told her, called her and said, holy shit, I fucked up really bad. Good news, bad news. Good news is Anna's out of the picture.
I need your help.
Need your help, and then that's why they took the garbage and threw it out. Yeah. I mean, that's very possible. I'm not saying that's what happened because I allegedly, but that's very possible here. So that's interesting. Michelle on the stand, she has now moved to Watertown, New York, by the way. Fuck out of here. Yeah, as far away as she can, besides Portland, Maine. So, yeah, they said the defense says that Will loved Anna and that he was starting a life with her and that you're the one with the reasons to kill. And she said, I had no reason to want her dead, no reason to kill her. She said, I do get how it looks, but her being dead is nothing I ever wanted. I just wanted her to go home. They said, did you ever tell Will to kill Anna? And she said, no. They said, did you kill Anna? Did you kill anybody? Did you ever threaten her? Were you at the scene of the crime? Did you handle the shotgun? Did your father belong to an outlaw biker gang that you used to intimidate Will?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. So now on cross-examination, though, it's a little bit different. She says she was jealousy was part of her feelings about the situation, but she and Will had never agreed to be exclusive to one another. That's a lie.
Oh, yeah.
She said that she has been in multi-polyamorous relationships, but was angry that Will was lying about the relationship he had with Anna. She said, quote, Will knew when I met him that I'm not into monogamy. In this message, I tell him my entire issue is that he's not being honest with me. She's talking about one of the text messages. Another time, though, they bring out a conversation, a text that she had with one of her other lovers here, one of her other boyfriends. She made comments about building a snowman. And they asked her about that. What's that mean? She said it's a phrase, is an old family joke that alludes to killing someone and hiding the body in a snowman somewhere in Montana where it will never thaw. You know, when your grandmother jokes about that all the time. Remember that? Growing up a lot, Jimmie?
Want to build a snowman? Yeah, everybody says that. Yeah,
totally. My grandmother might have actually said shit like that, but it would maybe. But she's nuts. Yeah. So they said that Michelle said that during the questioning here that she had a morbid sense of humor. It's just a dog, which, I mean, look what we're doing. We get it. So, hey, no, you know what, Michelle? You're the last person that better complain about this fucking podcast then, miss. I got a dark sense of humor.
I don't say a fucking word.
You keep your whore lip shut, woman. No, I'm just kidding. That's a total joke. Just joking. So he says that she said that we make those jokes on a weekly basis as a way to deal with stress. Yeah. I get that. Uh-huh. They also said, okay, what about this one quote from, quote, building a snowman? It was talked about in a text on April 11th, just 5 days before Anna was killed. And it said, quote, this was her text, if she's not gone by Thursday, I'm building a snowman. That doesn't sound good.
That's a hell of a joke.
Yeah. And then the defense attorney said, that means you were talking about killing Anna. And she said, yes, but it was a joke, Mr. Flynn. Then he quoted another one. He scrolled down. He goes, well, what about this? When you said, quote, if I ever had to build a snowman, would you hate me? She asked one of her other people she was fucking the same day.
Yeah.
This was that night. This was the Easter night after they think the murder happened. So she said that the message wasn't about Anna and that the full exchange, they were talking about building two snowmen because she was annoyed with her husband who had been cranky about cranky at her about their sick children. I mean, I can't even go out and fuck strangers because he wants me to stick around and take care of sick kids and shit.
You know,
ridiculous.
when you make me explain the joke, it's not so funny. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. It's less funny. Yeah,
I'm sure Michael Richards had a hard time going back in time to rehash those jokes. I get it.
No shit.
This sucks.
So she said also she was annoyed at Will, who was mopey that night.
Yeah.
So they said, well, didn't he text you after he'd been first interviewed by the police to tell you that, you know, you should I'd picked you up and all that? And she said she didn't tell police she possessed Anna's phone and accessed Anna's Facebook account on it. She said at first, I don't know. He just handed me a phone and I just had a phone.
She's looking at her fucking Facebook.
She was on her
page.
Facebook, of a dead woman. And they said that she said, well, she was having phone troubles in the days before, and Will had given her a phone to use for its GPS to help her navigate as she drove her cab, obviously.
I just needed Waze. You don't understand.
Yeah, that's it. She said as she looked at her phone, she realized it had been logged into Anna's Facebook account. So she said she looked at Anna's messages, translated some from Russian using Google Translate.
Wow.
And realized that Will had been saying negative things about Michelle here, about herself, to Anna. She said that she called him and yelled at him about giving her a phone that Anna had used, as well as the things he'd been saying about her on top of it.
You're going to give me a phone full of messages about shitty things about me?
About me? She said she initially told the police that she had given the phone back to Will, but now thinks she must have thrown it away because she doesn't know if she gave it to Will. So you knew it was her phone, then you don't know what you did with it, even though by then you knew she was a dead, murdered person.
Right.
Okay. I don't believe any of this shit. So then the defense attorney asked her why it took so long to tell the police she had the phone, and she said she didn't tell them because she didn't tell them until September that she had the phone at any point.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. She said that the phone was large, so she thought it was a tablet, and she never knew it was actually Anna's phone.
A tablet.
She said, he gave me this phone because my phone was fucked up. So I took this phone, but I didn't know it was Anna's phone, even though she was logged into her Facebook in it, and I didn't know it was a phone, even though I asked for a fucking phone, and he handed me this. Didn't know.
Understand. It was
no
a
idea.
Samsung, so I'm not used to that.
Holy balls.
The green bubbles were annoying, too.
Yeah, that was annoying. She said that she hadn't put all the pieces together until September when she told the cop. Took her 6 months. How dumb are all these people?
They're all idiots.
Fuck. All of you put on your pajamas, or your Star Wars pajamas, and fuck off. I swear to God. She said, I did not talk about the phone. It was one detail in a myriad of things.
Sure.
Next, Will's brother testifies there, Kevin. He says, quote, he was my best friend. I called him a brother. Yeah. Said they worked together, and this guy became friends with Michelle as well, and that the woman, they basically said that he describes two conversations in which Will said that he was struggling to choose between the two ladies, and also he had conversations with Michelle where she expressed frustration with the situation. They're talking about other things. He keeps saying that he's struggling to remember details, this Thomas guy. Said it's a long time, and he said, quote, my memory's always been fairly poor. Okay. So that doesn't help much. So they ask him about his memory of eating dinner with Hargrove at the KFC days before she was killed, making him describe where he left the garbage from that meal in Hargrove's vehicle. The garbage was later obviously found by Anna. The receipt had his name on it, blah, blah, blah. He told the jury that Will had borrowed a gun from him, saying he wanted to go shooting, so he goes through all that. They said, hey, what about the Gypsy Jokers motorcycle gang? Did Will ever mention that? And he said yes. He said that Will said that Michelle had a family member in the gang, but that he wasn't around at the time of Anna's death. So he also remembers that he saw Michelle pick Will up from the Peacock on the night the prosecutors think that he was killed, that Anna was killed, because he spent that night with Michelle.
Oh.
Easter Sunday night with Michelle. He ended up meeting back up. He went to the Peacock, like we said, and then they met
banged
back
her in
up.
the car, went and cried his eyes out, and then went back and banged her again.
But yeah, exactly. So in his the cross-examination, also they ask about her state of mind, or about maybe Michelle's state of mind. Does this guy know anything about that? And Thomas said that Michelle's feeling about the situation with Hargrove was multifaceted, but he definitely heard from Michelle that jealousy was a big part of it. Sure. So Stevie Ray here, she says that Will had never said anything bad about Anna. That comes out to her. And said that one of the times, though, that she had talked to Anna on the phone, quote, she said Will had been drinking a lot and that he had gotten violent with Anna. Oh. Anna told her this, which, right. I mean, drunk and violent for a Russian guy is considered pretty standard, but
par for the course.
In Oregon, it's a little less. So in the Gypsy Jokers, what about them? Well, Michelle's mom comes out. She testifies and says that, she found out about all this over Christmas of 2015. She was encouraging her daughter to concentrate on her marriage, break up with this fucking idiot, and all this type of shit. And they said, hey, Michelle threatened that Will, that her stepfather's connection with the Gypsy Jokers gang would make him not tell on her for killing this young lady. She said her husband, who she separated from, is a member of a disabled veterans motorcycle club. But she's not aware of them having any kind of name, and definitely they're not the Gypsy Jokers.
They're not.
They're just old guys who
they're
ride.
Old guys that ride Harleys to try to forget about
coffee.
the shit they've been through.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. Yeah.
The DAV. That's so funny.
She said that his motorcycle club is a social group that does toy drives and rides to support members of the armed forces. She added that he works in information technology and has to have regular background checks because he works on security projects. And he also has bad knees and cataracts. So he's not He's not like a Mr. Biker Gang going to beat you up with a fucking whip you with it. They're going to chain whip you in a parking lot. He's an IT guy who's got bad knees and eyes.
Aging veteran that can't see nor run.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. So they said also, what about your daughter's behavior on the day Anna was killed? And she said that her daughter left the family gathering for about an hour, came back. She seemed sad before leaving, and when she came back, she seemed much happier.
Yeah.
Jamie Klotz says the same thing. Klotz was also asked about messages that were exchanged with Michelle one night, and I think Jamie Klotz is a woman.
Oh, really?
I thought Jamie Klotz was a guy. Now I think Jamie Klotz is a woman. I didn't know because I never saw Jamie Klotz, so it could go either way here. It doesn't matter either way. Jamie Klotz said that they exchanged messages, and Michelle had asked Klotz if she would hate her if she had to build a snowman. That's what it was. So Klotz said that the line is a joke in the Chavez family, and she knew about that. So she also showed the messages to the police in September as well, and they said, why didn't you bring the messages sooner to the police? And she said that all of her devices were seized by police in search warrants they served after the arrest. She said she thought police already had the messages because they took her phone. Right. She said she didn't realize police did not have the messages until a subsequent meeting with them when they told her. Another time they find George Clark, Corvallis resident. He said he became friends with them. He's an older guy. Became friends with Hargrove a few years ago, and they'd go shooting in the woods sometimes outside of Alsea. He said one of those occasions, Michelle came along.
Oh?
And this guy said, we all took turns using Will's .45. Michelle handled it well from what I could see. She's not a good shot, but she's not a bad shot.
Okay.
They said after 2 or 3 weeks, this guy, that after Will was arrested after a couple weeks, Michelle came to his house alone.
Oh.
And she said she drove up and parked and came up and said, are we still friends? And a little later in the conversation that Michelle made a statement that she didn't know how to shoot. When this guy goes, you know how to shoot. You're not a bad shot. Yeah. So she was like laying and thinking, well, I don't even know how to shoot.
Right.
He was like, yeah, you do. What are you talking about?
Seen you.
And he said the statement just came out of the blue and seemed very odd. They weren't talking about their skill levels of shooting. They're talking about something. She goes, man, I really am terrible at I can't shoot at all. Wow. Like, she was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
I was talking about pasta.
Yeah, and then he said later on, a few weeks later, he talked to her again, and she said the same thing. She made sure to slip into the conversation that she can't shoot at all. His wife, Rose, said she overheard both conversations, and she heard Michelle tell her husband that she didn't know how to handle a gun. She said that Michelle had come to the house alone a third time, but her and her husband were out on the way to a doctor's appointment and didn't have time to talk. So, yeah, they said that that they bring Stevie Ray up again, and they say that it's because she is convicted of theft, I guess.
Oh.
At one point. Yes, there was a problem there, and so they were trying to discredit her testimony or trying to get it on the record, so say she wasn't trying to lie. Right. Defense rests. Closing arguments. Okay.
Oh, boy.
The prosecutor addresses the court for almost 3 hours.
What?
Summing up everything we just told you that we don't have to go over again because it's all the evidence we just told you. And but the prosecution basically has to just convince the jury that it's Will and Will alone.
Right.
And not Michelle.
Yeah.
Don't think it's Michelle. Think it's Will. So he said, quote, that there has been testimony from Michelle. She went on the witness stand, and he said, quote, what did Michelle Chavez say to you? I never killed Anna, and I feel horrible about what happened to her. You might not like Michelle Chavez. You might not like her lifestyle. You might not like her choices, but that doesn't help. That doesn't place her at the scene. That doesn't place her hand on the trigger. All the evidence points to the defendant. The defense says, when considering the state's evidence in this case, I don't want you to necessarily consider the quantity of evidence, because that makes us look terrible.
There's a fuckload of it.
Don't look at the pile, the giant mountain of evidence. Look at the quality of the evidence. He says, the state has to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. All you have to do is find my client not guilty is find a reasonable alternative. He switched words.
Yeah.
He said reasonable doubt, set that up, then said reasonable alternative, which isn't the same thing.
Nope.
But he set that up. He said that they focused on Will from the beginning. They never considered the possibility that anyone else did it or helped. Right. They said law enforcement is supposed to explore every possible angle of the case. Well, we've talked about that many times. That's not how murders work.
They don't have to.
They follow
the evidence. That's
ties, they grab it, and they follow that till there's a dead end, and then they go to something else. That's it.
And if it feels like that dead end is plausible enough to be the answer, that's what they run with.
if the dead end is the husband and it's a dead wife, and you go, where were you? And he goes, well, I was at the gym playing basketball with 12 other guys. That's a dead end. Now you go to the next person. He's the first, that's what you do. He said, the question becomes, did the state do its due diligence in investigating Ms. Chavez? My contention is that it did not. Now, physical evidence, he's going to say, proves his case. And this is interesting, actually. Showing photos of the body of the murder scene and citing forensic evidence, he argues that the fatal shot was fired from a downward angle while the victim was standing.
Oh.
He said that my client is what? Too
short.
Fucking short to do that. While Chavez is several inches taller than both of them.
Okay.
They said even if Hargrove did shoot her, the state failed to prove that he killed her intentionally and not by accident or through negligence. Maybe they were just farting around in the woods with shotguns and he blew the back of her head off. Who knows? He also questioned the validity of the evidence, saying that the cell phone tracking reports placed both of their phones at the general area of the crime scene, meaning Michelle and Will, at the afternoon of the murder, and cited a disclaimer from the carrier saying location information is not 100% accurate, which is true. The video also, they said that appears to show dark spots on his head, blood spatter. It's grainy. It's unclear. Now, you can't say that's blood spatter from here, which, again, true. Hard to do. He called the evidence of blood and genetic material on his clothes inconclusive because the testing came back inconclusive because he probably washed it first, and questioned why didn't investigators submit any of Michelle's clothing to be tested for DNA evidence? It would have been useful information to have, but the state chose not to do it. He said, that's right. He also said that his client's fingerprint was on the shotgun, but that didn't prove he used it to kill Anna, only that he handled it, and he called the jurors' attention to a fingerprint on one of the spent shotgun shells found in the Xterra. That's Michelle's fingerprint.
Oh.
Yes, which it could have rolled in a seat and she could have picked it up and thrown it in the back, but still.
They were in that car after it happened. She probably pushed one out of the way while blowing him.
Who knows? They said that's the connection between Ms. Chavez and the crime scene. Or he shot her and she picked up the fucking shell.
Maybe, yeah.
Because they found no shell at the scene. The shell's in the car. You can never tell which one, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
They said, why isn't the state following up on that? They said Michelle may have been submissive in their sex life, but she was the one who controlled most aspects of their relationship. They painted Will as a weak and indecisive man who couldn't choose even between two women like a pussy. Mm-hmm. So he said, is there any plausible explanation other than that she's trying to cover for herself? I submit to you the answer is no. He says common sense and reason say, the rebuttal from the prosecution is common sense and reason say he killed her, not Chavez. Now, verdict comes in. Guilty of murder.
Yeah.
Will is.
Yeah.
2 counts of identity theft, 2 counts of second-degree theft as well.
All right.
Sentencing.
Yeah.
Sentencing, they said that they're separate acts, is what the prosecutor said, the murder and all the other thing. They said he formed a separate intent. He had opportunity to pause and reflect. They say he deserves the maximum sentence that the law allows. Anna was a sweet, caring, innocent person. She said he lured her to the United States, isolated her in a vulnerable position, and then took her money after he killed her so he could buy jammy jams and video games and Legos like a fucking 9-year-old.
And a bar tab.
And Michelle even talks during this, and she said no one deserves what he did to her, and said that she feels terrible and blah, blah, blah. Her life isn't the same. She had to move to fucking New York to get away from this, and she said, because of him, I'll never get my life back.
Right.
Her brother, Anna's brother, gave a statement from the court, from Russia,
Really?
And it just simply says, quote, the murder doesn't deserve any words from us.
Not bad.
They handle shit different over there.
Yeah.
You, sir.
We'd love to put some rice in his underwear.
Yeah, that's what we're very interested in. You, sir, may fuck off, life in prison with the possibility of parole in 25 years.
Wow. I don't think he's
and also an additional 454 days in prison for the other instances. And that's kind of his time served already, though.
That's great.
He will be subject to post-prison supervision for life if paroled as well.
Oh, boy.
The aftermath, Michelle says she's living under the scrutiny of people in town, wondering if she killed somebody.
Right.
She's asked, how bad did it get for you? She said, bad enough. And they said, bad? And she said, bad.
But it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Jamie said she had an incident in which she couldn't take the stress anymore and almost didn't get the police there in time. I wonder if she was threatening to kill herself or something. Yeah. So they said that in June and then she says in June 2008 she tried to kill herself. She said, "I tried to die. I'm still here. It didn't work."
Jamie, stop.
Yeah. So the prosecutor said, "I think you have to remember Anna as the sweet, loving, caring person who put herself out there to be loved, because Anna was loved. She was loved alive, and she was loved after." And then her ashes were flown back to Russia, by the way. That's good. Good here. Will's filed an appeal. I don't know if that's going to work out for him, though. He seems pretty fucked. There he is. He's in jail. He's in prison. That is Alsea, Oregon, and a wild-ass story.
Wow, James, what the fuck pod? You weren't kidding.
No, time travel and everything else mixed in here.
Nobody bakes it like Jimmie P. Unbelievable.
That's fucking wild shit there. So I don't even know what to say about that. We know every week it gets weirder. That's all I have to say. Every fucking episode. So if you enjoy that and enjoy this weirdness, tell the world about it. Get on whatever app you're listening on. Apple Podcast, this one, that one, Audible, doesn't fucking matter. Tell the world about it. It helps a lot. Like we said, tell your friends, social media, that also helps.
Right.
I know it's a kind of a trite thing to say, but honestly,
they trust
recommendations are so much better from friends than from anything else. So if you hear from your friend, this is good shit, check it out, you might actually do it. So help us out there. It helps a lot. Also, you want to do something very free and easy for your boys here. Leave that review. Helps us also. Definitely do that. Definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Certainly get your tickets for live shows August 12th, Chicago, our biggest show ever.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Asses there. Let's do it. It's going to be a blowout party, good time, a Chicago-only live show. I can't fucking wait for that. I'm so excited. Can't wait. Most of the shows are sold out for the rest of the year. You can go to Chicago in August, or there's like a few tickets left in Philly, leaving later. Atlanta's got some tickets. Charlotte's got some tickets. Dallas has some tickets. Everything else is sold out. So that is fucking every goddamn place. So get your tickets right now. We are excited for that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Follow us on social media. We are at Small Town Murder on Instagram. We are, and Threads, I think, too, there. At Murder Small on Twitter. At Small Town Pod on Facebook. So find that. And Patreon, you certainly want. Patreon.com/crime and sports. We'll get all the bonus stuff. Only $5 a month. That's a cup of coffee. Gets you not only the whole back catalog of couple hundred bonus episodes, but then new ones every other week. One crime and sports, one small town murder. What do you get access to, Jimmy?
Everything.
Every goddamn fucking drop of it. That's right. Every stupid, crazy thing we talk about. And this week is no different. For crime and sports, we're going to go back to the 1910s here, the teens, and have a theme. First, we're going to talk about the 1919 Chicago Black Sox. They threw the World Series. There was gangsters involved. There's a John Cusack movie. It's very interesting. Ray Liotta's in it. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk all about
Jones'
that.
brother got work over this.
Come on, man. and then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about some crazy shit that's not small towns or even really murder, but we're going to talk about weird Titanic stories. There's some weird shit that you don't know about that just wasn't in the movie or any of that. It's deep in their testimonies of survivors, though. A lady just threw her baby away and then got on a lifeboat like nothing happened. So check that out. And we'll also talk about a few other mysteries of the sea, a couple of big boat crashes as well. So that's patreon.com/crime and sports. And you get a shout out.
You bet.
When do you get that shout out, Jimmy? Right goddamn now. Hit me with those fucking names like a shotgun to the skull right this instant, Jimmy.
This week's executive producers are Michael, or maybe Mikhail, or maybe McCall. White, that person.
Thank you.
Fabulous person. Willis Tanya, or maybe it's Tanya Willis. Given to us both ways, as well as Kyle Norweg. Really Kyle. Hammering at home, Kyle. Thank you. Other producers this week are Mother Jefferson and her lover, Mr. Bentley, Peyton Meadows, Janice Hill, Melissa Meadows, Jax with no last name, Martin Corpse, or maybe Core, I'm not sure, Austin Peterson, Sydney Kay, Douglas Brophy, Rachel Smith, Jennifer Farrell maybe, Pamela Hall, Elliot Fenton, Krakatoa, I think, Brian Ashley, Evan Folsom, Becca Burke, Dwayne Doer maybe, Sigil, Sigil, Segwill, Samantha Gillen with no wait, that is last name. All right. Jessica Mabry, Donnie Powell, Matt Ridd, I think, Laura Rouse, Emily Miller, Brian with no last name, Clayton DeShong, Shane with no last name, Andrew Reed, Chelsea Cozart, Highland Abe, Adelaide Voss, Nicholas Morgan, Colby Pantaleonian. Pantalones. All right. Pantaleone. Pantaleone. Oh,
hey,
boy.
Pantaleone.
Okay. That's
like
it.
Joey Pants.
Yes, it's Colby Pants.
Yeah,
Mike Donald, Christy Martell, Derek Shellnut, Scott Combs, Vincent Gigante, Glorification.
Vinny the Chin.
Yeah, that's Vinny. Glorifica. D. Cameron, Doshia Leah. Okay. Jessica
Doshia.
O. Nadia Malik or Malik, maybe. Megan Fada. Malin Oscarson. Malin Oscarson. Summit PDR. Laura Rabelias. All right, rabble it up. Mitchell Kadret, Mike Hoyk, Tony Chambers, Greg Prouse, Kelly Meyer, LJ with no last name, Clint Borges, Don Matasoni, Midasani.
It's a Midasani.
There it is. Emerald Seeley, Donna Sutton, Benjamin Williams, Nina DeGield, Hanson, Garney, Holmes, Charles Davis, Laura, Chris Wooding, Laura Hill, Jeffrey Sensing, John Gilpatrick, Peggy Downing, Shara Spiller, Jessica Turner, Angie C. Marquesa, Washington, Chanel Henry, Samantha Connolly, Julie Kalaboski, Allie Cat, Braden with no last name, Charles with no last name, Angie Wheatley, Jamie Witkowski, Joan with no last name, Danielle Yost maybe, Maya Hammett, Tara Love, Dia Kofelt, Sarah Jane Mueller, what is this? Nana Johnson, Kim with no last name, Ryan Patrill. Patrill. Stephen D. Ethan F. Kira Apple, Dylan with no last name, Jessica Pritchard, Jesse Davis, Cynthia Labonte, Devin Clark, Keith with no last name, Jennifer Soukup, I think it's Soukup, Ariel McFly, Matt Philippus. Okay. Jesse Greenwell, Allie with no last name, Powell Klinger, Shauna Arnold, Jeremiah Spiller, Doc McDoodle, Jimmy Witt, Mia Frederick, Stephanie Kendrick, I know her, Aida Black Hawk. All right. Ninja with no last name, Prism, the car Doctor Anderson, Noah Schumacher, Melanie Carter, Manuel Correa, Nora Poodle, Heather with no last name, Timothy Ronaldo, Kayla Richardson, Colleen Taute LaGrace, Chelsea nice. Rowland, Chris Santos, Ariana Buss, Brittany with no last name, Marino with no last name, Paul Hopkins, Dean Burns, Tony Gio, Kate Swin, Michelle Lindroth, Casey Neverdosky, Constantinos Pappas, Kathy Arendt, I think. Your new stepdaddy. He signed up also. Corey Valerie, Emma Peak, Zach Wiley, Eric Lindgren, Canna Crump, Nick Rosenberger, Callie Rhodes Outlaw, Robin Rousseau, Brianna Collins, Brittany Crisall, Shanna Brienne, Sean with no last name, Sheila Galladay, Al the Fifth, Angie Palmer, RV, no last name. An RV donation, James. Just a Winnebago.
Big old RV gave it. That's nice.
A big holiday.
That's awfully nice.
George Banfield, Leslie Kazan-Waddle, Carlin Osborne, Mrs. Coe, Nicolette Martino, Josh with no last name, Justin Banks, Elizabeth Strader, Emma Beckett, Don Nelson, Andrew Briggs, Cole Younger, and Rimkus. Oh, boy. Deborah Adler, Ryan Ramadan, Sheila Garcia, Kool-Aid, Michael Varadian, Renee Callahan, Jody Fairchild. God damn it, Tiff Nog, Greg 4840, Patrick Holloway, Heidi Brown, Cole Lick, Jonathan Parker. Gary Friedman. Gary, there you are.
Hey,
Samuel Butcher. Daniel Hansman, Charlotte T, Scott Dennis, Justin Pepperado, Nagam Double. Okay. Nagham Dabu. Corey Williams, Molly Hood, nice. Kristen Cian Fici, Casey Roeder, Jess Huey, that's what it is. Kylie Goff, maybe? Perhaps it's Goff. Darren Darrow, Donna Violet, William Hawkins, Cassie Strauss, Gabby with no last name, Zoe Belford, Anthony Helmrichs, Keith with no last name, Cody Chapin, Beverly Ellis, God damn it, David Allen, Christy Harris, Jesse Jones, and all of our patrons. You're amazing.
Thank you, everybody, so much. From the bottom of our hearts, we cannot thank you. We can't thank you enough, honestly. Thank you for all that you do for us. You want to follow us on social media, shutupandgivememurder.com. Links to all that shit. Keep doing it. Keep coming back. Keep seeing us. Whew. Until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
It takes one guy out there to say, who's that Kyle who thinks he can just get on a microphone on a podcast and start publicizing this?
From iHeart Podcasts and Tenderfoot TV comes a new true crime podcast, Crook County.
I got recruited into the mob when I was 17 years old.
Meet Kenny, an enforcer for the legendary Chicago outfit.
And that was my mission, to snuff the life out of this guy.
He lived a secret double life as a firefighter-paramedic for the Chicago Fire Department.
I had a wife and I had 2 children. Nobody knew anything.
People are dying. Is he doing this every night?
Torn between 2 worlds.
I'm covering up murders that these cops are doing.
He was a freaking crazy man.
We don't know who he is, really.
He is my father, and I had no idea about any of this until now. Welcome to Crook County. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.